hustling springs. Check off it over pride. Gotta keep this wave alive. Risk it for the game. That's the only side. Checks is in my favor. See this power never divides. Checks and bounces stack the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales is tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling springs. Checks and bounces stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales is tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. With the vision, yeah, blueprint's mine. Counting every dollar, turning nickels into dime. Trap game, senator, vetoing lanes. Legend in the making, put respect on my name. Hustle in my veins, got the streets on lock. Wrist stay dripping like a clock, tick tock. I'm trying to balance, but they tipping like a scale. Cashing all these checks now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, racks in the safe. State of all, stay full. State of all, stay full. Pockets overweight, we don't play by the rules. Set pockets overweight, we don't play by the rules. See the fans wanna audit, but the books stay clean. I'm a ghost in the trap. I'm the one you ain't seen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
When the dust is gold in my chain, and you know I gotta talk. Gotta trapping all day, you know the grind don't stop. Making all these plays, gotta make it to the top. Diamonds in my grill, yeah, green, no falls. Justice in my hustle, yeah, above the law. Money talks loud, I don't hear no hate. Balance out the game, yeah, serve your own plate. Enemies plotting, I'm 10 steps ahead. Counting all this money while I'm laying in the bed. Hold up, wait up, odds, yeah, let the scales decide. This profit over pride, gotta keep this wave alive. Risk it for the game. That's the
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Checks is in my favor. See this power never divide. Checks and bounces, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales is tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Checks and bounces, stacking up the green. Cash flow heavy, yeah, American dreams. Scales is tipping, yeah, running up the scene. Power in my hand, yeah, hustling supreme. Shadows in the track where the grim reaper creep. Blood on my legend, yeah, secret very deep. Cold still flash, yeah, hear them scream. Nightmares feel, yeah, running up a scheme. No solar cell, got a debt unpaid. Graveyard shit, kick up to the grave. Scales dripping red.
Ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday.
Chains on my wrist like the devil's got a grip.
Let's get this show started, ladies and gentlemen. We don't got all morning, all right? Let's get this show started, all right? Obviously, we got real work to do. Yeah, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Let's go.
I'm like I said, screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week out in crash. I'm on top of my game,
Head of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage.
the tanks full of gas. I play the game so well, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room screaming how we made it. This is
How it's supposed to happen when you're rich and famous.
the algorithm told me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin
Franklin is my bestie.
And if they is my ex, that mean they left me. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip.
Here goes.
I'ma take
Here
off
goes, ladies and gentlemen.
spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I have not
Zeus haters.
That shit was radical.
Oh.
It was horrible.
Oh.
I'm like, Zeus has gone way off.
Oh, give me a break.
It's like
They always say that. Give me a break.
deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu.
Oh my God. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I am your host. I am your pilot, and you know exactly you know exactly why we are gathered here. Once again, we have to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of, guess who? Donald J. Trump and his legion of, MAGA demons, who we all know are hell-bent on destroying this great country of ours. But before we get into that, let's take care of some very important housekeeping items. Make sure you share this live out. Make sure you like this video because, I post it on YouTube and all those other things because, we're going to keep creating content like this. But let's take care of some very important housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? It was quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest, most honest person on social media. And that's why TikTok, I think, gives me such a hard time on this app. Every time I start cooking and booking, They slow me down, but we'll do what we got to do anyway, right? The second H is because guess what? I'm humble. You know me. If I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize because I don't think apologizing is a sign of weakness. I actually understand it to be a sign of strength. And then the last and most important H out of all of them, it's because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Michelle, good morning. Now, under normal conditions, what we do is we hold a mirror up to Donald Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, who we all know are hell-bent on destroying this great country of ours. W's in the chat for G-Man. We know MAGA wants to destroy this great country of ours. And I'm going to continue to do that, all right? We're going to continue to expose these demons where they're at. However, in light of yesterday's recent events, I'll definitely have to take care of some very important housekeeping items that involve the current party that I'm in, the Democrat Party, and a lot of you know exactly what that's about. But before I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and give everyone the PSA announcement. If you are a Trump voter out there, or in this case, especially today, you're weak politically, right? I'm going to be honest with you. You just might want to leave the show because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable in here. It really will. I promise you it will. But get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Yeah.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed. Everyone grab your shields, and we're gonna get through this moment that we're in right now. So first things first, I gotta address the elephant in the room. What on earth was that yesterday coming out of the Democrat Party? I gotta do it. I gotta. Yeah. What on earth was that? We were rocking and rolling. We were cooking and booking. Gavin Newsom, Virginia, New Jersey. I mean, even out in Mississippi, Democrats, we've been cooking and booking. And then we saw there's some weaklings in the party. I want to say treason as much as I want to, but I reserved the word treason for what happened on January 6th. So I won't go that far, but I will say this. I'm going to lean into it a little bit and express how I truly feel about what I saw yesterday. The Democrats that caved and didn't get any deal. They didn't get a deal that I felt was worth it. All right. I mean, if you're going to cave, get a good deal, right? You don't just cave and on a hope and a promise, right? So what I'll say is this. The thing that where are my notes at? I gotta go. Yeah, okay. It's with a heavy heart. My heart's heavy this morning, so bear with me. I do feel compelled to address a profound betrayal of principle that has unfolded in the halls of our nation's capital. We as Democrats have just emerged from a triumphant victory in the special elections. Numbers you've never seen before, right? A resounding affirmation of our values in districts once deemed unimaginable strongholds for our opponents. These wins were not mere accidents of fate. They were the fruit of an unwavering resolve, grassroots mobilizations, and a steadfast commitment to the American people. They signaled a mandate for progress, a rejection of division, and a clear path forward towards equity and justice. Yet, in the face of this momentum, certain members of our own party, and I could list their names, 8 of them, Janine Shaheen, Maggie Hassan, Tim Kaine, Fetterman, Angus King, you know who these people are. I could go on and on. They have chosen to compromise prematurely, yielding to the demands of Donald Trump and the Republican leadership without securing the safeguards our nation so desperately requires. There was no imperative to bend the knee in this manner. You had no reason to bend the knee. None. I could be wrong, but really, you had no reason to bend the knee. We held the leverage of our recent electoral successes, like I said, numbers you've never seen before. We could have insisted upon an ironclad, unequivocal agreement that would have ensured millions and millions of Americans would gain access to affordable health care. A fundamental right, not a bargaining chip. It was so easy. This hasty concession undermines the very foundation of our fight. Are you hearing me what I'm saying? I've been out here 3 years plus 4 years. I've been fighting tooth and nail against these demons. And then you go and do something like that? What's going on? It dilutes the victories we achieve through tireless efforts and sacrifices the well-being of countless families who rely on us to champion for their cause. To these elected officials, I don't know how you got the job, seriously. I must express my profound disappointment in this display of weakness. It's true weakness. You were entrusted with the mantle of leadership to stand firm against adversity, not to falter at the first sign of opposition. Weak. Your actions risk eroding the trust of those who elected you and weakening our collective efforts. Translation, I'm going to say it the way I want to say it. I'm going to translate this. You so-called Democrats who sided with the MAGA Republicans are truly weak. You pathetically allowed Donald Trump to intimidate your scary behinds by weaponizing hunger and travel against the entire nation. Instead of standing up to Trump, the crybaby tyrant, you somehow managed to find some extra soft, snuggle-style knee pads and you bent the knee. You so-called Democrats, you don't represent me when you engage in such weakness. I'm truly lost for words as to how to deal with you weak losers. All right, I really don't know how we should handle you within this party. All right, so as of today, I'll be social distancing myself from these weak Democrat losers. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and warm up the Lake of Fire. This is worthy of Lake of Fire. And again, no offense to those of you who are caught in the middle of this, because I understand there's true American citizens out there who are just victims. And I get it. Some of you need the food stamps and you need this to end. Others, you don't. You feel like me. I'm not really getting on you. I'm getting on those elected criminals that are in Washington that bent the knee to Donald Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending them where they belong, straight to hell. I didn't warm it up. Let me warm it up. Okay, now it's getting hot. Sorry about that. All you weak Democrats. You know what? I'm glad we got this out of the way before the midterms, right? Join me in sending them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA.
And that's still a W, Zeus. All right, now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say this. Guess what? I know MAGA is thinking that this makes Zeus weaker. It doesn't make me weaker. It actually makes me stronger. All we did was we got rid of the weak ones, because as we're going to continue to march forward, the party's just going to get stronger and stronger by the day. I'll be honest with you, because a lot of people out here feel the way that I feel. You don't cave, all right, without getting a good deal. And so I guess the best way to describe what's going on is this. You all remember that TV series, Jackson 5? You remember that? The TV series Jackson 5? You remember that stuff? I used to watch this show when I was a kid. And I said, what is the feeling that I got right now? And I said, it's the part in the movie where Michael Jackson, they tried to tell him he was singing the song wrong. You remember that going to Kansas City? So I'm just going to say this. I'm still going to Kansas City, MAGA, and I get it. You think this is going to make Big Zeus weaker, but it's not. And so what we'll do is, in honor of Michael Jackson, and he's with his brother in the Jackson 5, I'll play this clip because you'll see what's going on. Basically, we were singing the song, boom, boom, and we were making good music, and then they go, oh, you know what, you're not singing it right. And so what they ended up doing was turning Mike into a monster by stopping him and then making him start up again. So we're going to sing it together, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is how it started before the Democrats caved. Remember this? He's singing it. Remember this? I love this part. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, we just won the special elections. Let's go. And then guess what? Right. We're just singing it. So good. No reason to cave. Oh, watch this.
Okay, boys, the blend is not homogenizing.
What?
Michael, you need a little bit more attitude with your vocal.
You telling Mike that?
What's attitude?
You telling Mike that?
I want you to cooperate so we can get
And then you get Joe Jackson coming in there.
They're a little nervous. Their first time in a recording studio.
Really?
Michael, try it again. This time with lots of attitude, emotion.
Oh, you want more?
Don't touch that mic.
You want more attitude? Okay. Mike.
Oh, man, that hurt.
Oh, you didn't make him mad.
What if we gotta go to the bathroom?
Watch
Okay,
this.
here we go.
Hit it, Mike. Now he's giving it to you. Hit it, Mike. Now you didn't got Mike mad. That's a huge W, Zeus, right there. Let's go. Yeah, we're going to Kansas City, MAGA, whether you like it or not. Go ahead, W to the chat from Michael Jackson. And that's going to be, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to be the theme of today's show. All right, so that's a huge W, MAGA. Make no mistake, I know how to address the weakness in the party, but we're still going to get on to business. All right, now, there is something hopeful that is going to come out of this, and that is, those Epstein files, and we'll get into that in a short order. But I definitely got to deal with this matter. How many of y'all know who this demon is right here? This MAGA demon is. How many of y'all know who this MAGA demon is? Y'all know who this is? Rudy, Dirty in the Booty, Tutti Frutti, Giuliani. I wake up this morning and you're like, wait a second. What is Donald Trump doing to help everyday Americans, right? Our grocery prices are through the roof. Nobody can afford them. They're not affordable. He's cutting off SNAP benefits. He goes to the Supreme Court and says, don't make me feed the American people, right? So you see this airport shutting down. And somewhere in his busy day, after getting booed, you saw him get booed yesterday. Somewhere in his busy day, in his busy night, I should say, he found time to pardon, what was they said, 74 demons, 74 demons. And we all know there's an issue with the pardon right now. It's the auto pen scandal right now that's running the White House. Donald Trump isn't pardoning these people. It's the auto pen. All right. And he admitted that because he actually went on to the news network. It wasn't like a hot mic moment. He actually went to a news network, sat down and said, I don't know who the person is that I just pardoned. Number one. So then you layer that with his dementia. And I played that for you last week. The bruising on his hand and the swollen ankles. If you haven't noticed it, when he sits down and he's giving a press, doing his press conferences and he's sitting down, he's doing that because he's hiding his ankles from the American people, right? So what I'll do is this. He pardoned Rudy Giuliani. I think it was John Eastman, Mark Meadows, Jenna Ellis, and just a list of bad people. How many criminals has Donald Trump released onto the streets of America since he's gotten into office, ladies and gentlemen? I think it's over thousands, right? Thousands and thousands. He's literally putting criminals back. There needs to be a limit. There needs to be a limit in terms of how many people the president can pardon. Because you can't be tough on crime, and then at the same time, he likes to say law and order. You can't say law and order and then put a bunch of criminals out here in the street for the rest of us to have to deal with. So what we'll do is this. Let's warm up the lake of fire. And this goes to Donald Trump and his supporters, who keep trying to talk about law and order, but they don't say anything when Donald Trump releases more and more of his criminals back onto the street. Do us all a huge favor and go straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Now, let's move on to some more pressing matters, all right? And this is really what's keeping me up at night, all right? This is really what's keeping me up at night. Who's that, ladies and gentlemen? Oops, I didn't mean to show that. W's is.
Oregonian, but I stumbled on a piece in Raw Story from this morning,
right,
which has done a wonderful job of lifting my mood. The piece is entitled, DOJ Tells Republicans That Epstein Files Are Even Worse for Trump Than They Thought.
Oh.
This piece is by Carl Gibson.
Okay.
I encourage you to go read the entire thing on Raw Story.
Uh-oh.
I saw this headline and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be good.
Uh-oh.
Several House Republicans have reportedly heard from the Department of Justice that the unreleased Jeffrey Epstein documents are especially compromising for President Donald Trump.
I need some blush and color on his face, right?
Okay. So we're getting a little update. And I'm only going back to the Epstein files, ladies and gentlemen, because if the shutdown is truly on its way to ending, then MAGA Mike Johnson, you know what he said this morning? I got to play this. This is MAGA Mike Johnson talking about the government, the House is about to open up. All right, listen to this. They caught him.
Hi, good. How are you, sir? Do you have comments on the Senate clearing the first hurdle yesterday on the shutdown plan?
Yes, it's a great development. It's long overdue. It vindicates our position in this all along. We'll have a lot more to say at press conferences.
How soon do you think you might have the House back in?
Immediately.
Immediately.
Everybody back on a 36-hour notice, so it'll be happening early this week.
Thank you, sir.
He said it's a 36-hour notice. That means the House supposedly is going to get reopened, ladies and gentlemen. And this is Grinder MAGA Mike Johnson, and he just didn't seem as enthusiastic about reopening the House, and he knows why. Because once Greta Lita gets sworn in, the woman who won out in Arizona that he's been stalling, we're going to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump and his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And this is what gets me into a lot of trouble with Trump voters. They don't like it, but I'll put it out there.
According to seasoned reporter David Schuster, who posted about it yesterday on Twitter, he said there is speculation/rumor sweeping through the GOP caucus. A few GOP House members say they've heard from FBI and DOJ contacts that the Epstein files, with copies in different agencies, are worse than Michael Wolff's description of Epstein photos showing Trump with half-naked teenage girls.
Wow. It's worse than what Michael Wolff said. And Michael Wolff, what he said was on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest bad, it was really bad. What can be worse than bad? I'll tell you, Thriller. You know what I'm talking about. That was a Michael Jackson reference, Thriller. And Thriller, because bad is good, but Thriller is at its next level. And so this is Thriller information, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this stuff, and I'm not making it up.
A reference there, for folks who aren't aware, is this piece that was done back in October with the Daily Beast, where Trump's biographer, Michael Wolff, said he had personally seen about a dozen Polaroid snapshots of Trump and Epstein in which Trump was photographed with several topless young women. It's unclear what their age is, but the implication was that they were actually girls, not women. Wow. Wolff said that Epstein had pulled out the photos from a safe and spread them out like a deck of cards on his dining room table.
Are there any Trump voters out here? Where are the conservative women at? And Christina, are you here, Christina? Maybe you can talk to me today, Christina, because this is something I wanted to get you to talk to me about. Oh, you're there. Are you listening to this, Christina? How do you feel about this being what's going on right now in Congress? They're hiding it from you right now. How do you feel about this?
Schuster then went on to explain that Republicans were pretty spooked by Pam Bondi testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee. She refused to answer a question from Senator Sheldon Whitehouse.
It's terrible, Christina, but why do you still support Donald Trump, Christina? This is the part that I don't understand. Maybe you know me, I'm a nice person. I'm probably one of the nicest of the Democrats on TikTok, to be honest with you, because I honestly try to cross over and get you out of the cult. But once I give up on you, it's a done deal. How are you able to turn around and excuse this?
Whether she had personally seen those photos after the contents of Epstein's safe were confiscated, right? So Trump's biographer Wolff said that these photos of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein with topless, potentially girls, were in Epstein's safe. But Pam Bondi had access to the...
When someone that voted for Biden claims Trump has dementia. John, are you talking to Big Zeus, John? I'm a little confused about that statement. Are you talking to me, or did you have a little bit of an outburst this morning because I'm exposing who Donald Trump really is to you? And one of the things, John, you got to keep in mind is this basically eliminates that lie all right, that a lot of you keep saying Trump isn't in the files. I want to make sure we amplify this and get it out there. Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Pam Bondi told him back in May that he is in those files. All right, so you no longer should be allowed to go around on the internet and say, no, he's not in the files. He's in the files, all right? Now, what's in there is what we're trying to get to the bottom of. And I'll say this. A lot of people on the right say the Democrats didn't care about the Epstein files, and now they're only bringing it up, right, for whatever X, Y, and Z is the reason. I want to caution MAGA of this. Be careful what you believe in, and be careful what you put out there, all right, as, quote, facts, all right, or as I like to think of them, they're conspiracies. Because here's the thing, MAGA. I understand something about a lot of you. You're not that bright. You're not that bright. But I also understand a broken clock can be right? Twice a day, they say. And so with the Epstein thing, yeah, I wasn't paying attention to it, right, W. Rick? All right. But make no mistake, I understand that if I put my brains into a situation that's going on the cult and I start to get the information together, I'm going to end up getting a different result than you because my search engine is a lot stronger. My brain works a lot better. So whatever conspiracies, MAGA, that you all believe in, the worst nightmare for you, I'm going to be honest with you, and I've learned it through the Epstein situation, is for the Democrats to actually start investigating the situation. Because every time, because you know what I say, every MAGA accusation is a MAGA confession. So be careful what y'all put out there, MAGA. All right, especially in the latest. Well, I could go through a list of them now that I think about it. Whether it's January 6th, right? Oh, it was the FBI, Zeus. Oh, okay. So Donald Trump just issued all these pardons for people who work for the FBI. You see, I just broke their brain when I said that. And they know, is he pardoning Antifa? That doesn't make sense. Move on to the next lie. Remember they tried to bring up the whole Butler incident and I had one guy get in my box. What was his name? Kelvin. Oh, it was a radical Democrat that did it in Butler. What happened to Matthew Thomas Crooks? How come there hasn't been any See, when we actually start following up on a lot of the conspiracies that MAGA is pushing, they all of a sudden hit that retreat button. I can't do it, Zeus. So we're on to Epstein. We figured that out. We're on to the Butler one. We figured that out. All right. Oh, what's the other one? Charlie Kirk. They don't want to talk about Charlie Kirk. W. Zeus. Why don't y'all want to talk about these things? And I've been saying it. Lion Lou, you owe Big Zeus the biggest apology on TikTok. Because when disaster and calamity comes into MAGA's world, guess who they come running to? They come running to Big Zeus. Zeus, it's your rhetoric. No, it's not my rhetoric. Oh, no. It's actually the truth getting to you. So let's get back into some more truth about your dear leader.
Contents of Jeffrey Epstein's safe. And then she refused to answer the senator's question about whether or not she had seen those photos. Remember, it was Pam Bondi back in May who told Donald Trump, like, hey, Daddy Donald, your name is all over the Epstein files. And then just a couple of weeks later, they told everybody, like, oh, nothing to see here. We're moving on. And Trump got really angry and he was, calling his own MAGA supporters stupid. He started calling the Epstein files a hoax. Remember, that's one of his big poker tells when he calls something a witch hunt or a hoax. Now, we know that the regime is not inclined to tell the truth, and we know that they're really interested in obfuscating, and they like to go on the attack, right? This is a very classic Trumpian thing to do. Mm-hmm. It's a little Darvo, right? Yeah. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. Except when it comes to these Senate hearings, we've seen Pam Bondi, RFK Jr., and others try to go on the attack against senators when they, the members of the Trump regime, are under oath and are supposed to be answering questions. It's an attempt to deflect. So after Senator Whitehouse in this hearing asked Pam Bondi about these Polaroid photos that show Donald Trump with topless...
let's get... Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting to the bottom of what's happening in the cult.
Girls and Jeffrey Epstein, and she would not answer. She questioned him about receiving campaign donations from the LinkedIn co-founder Reid Hoffman, who is associate...
So why won't Pam Bondi answer whether or not these photos exist, MAGA? Your pastors ain't telling you this. They're not telling you all of that. Somebody says, Park Rose Permaculture. You could go look it up on YouTube. You could go check out her video. All right, does great work. All right. So how come MAGA Pam Bondi won't confirm whether or not Donald Trump is in those files? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever wondered why your pastors, they've allowed you to go down this path of degradation? The whole nation's going down in degradation, MAGA. And it's truly because a lot of you, I promise you, if Jesus Christ himself was to come back, because they believe in the, whole book of Revelations, he's going to come back resurrected. Y'all would look at Jesus and it would literally be the exact same way he got crucified all over again with MAGA. Y'all couldn't wait to put Jesus on the cross. All right, because first of all, y'all get on him because he's an immigrant. All right, I already know you're a bunch of hypocrites, scribes and Pharisees. You know those kind. Number two, you never read anything in the good book. I could ask a Trump voter, get in the box, tell me what your favorite Bible chapter and verse is. They would quote something for God, John 3:16, for God so loved the world, so on and so on. And then we once again get to go, well, what part of the Bible are you actually implementing in your daily life while you're out here watching Donald Trump basically rob the poor, allow his ICE agents to slam women and children on the ground, zip tying them? What part of the Bible is that? And they wouldn't be able to figure it out. What part of the Bible allows you to support a person who was best friends with Jeffrey Epstein, MAGA? Oh, you know what they say? I could separate my religion. I can separate my belief in God, from politics, Zeus. Oh, is that so? Yeah. Okay. Then why are you mad at a bunch of people who are just coming into the country trying to get safety from their country that they've escaped, right? Oh, well, because they're criminals. Oh, but you voted for one. Well, that's different. Of course it is. I know. And that's the exact line all the Trump supporters say. So what I'll do is this. Let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire, because I got another thing to talk about and get this out of the way. Anybody still supporting Donald Trump, despite the fact that I've just given you ample information and evidence, you can go fact check it and look it up, that the man is totally crooked, corrupt, compromised, wicked, all right? And your excuse is, well, I don't always agree with everything Trump does, but I'm still a believer in Jesus Christ. No, you're not. Do me a favor and go straight to hell. Now, I can't believe this story, ladies and gentlemen. We still have, and this is an example of what I mean, truly demonic forces at work, all right? So this is a MAGA fan who relies on SNAP benefits, desperately says that she regrets voting for Donald Trump. But you know what? I don't buy it. And what we'll do is, and this is the behavior. This is the behavior that I'm talking about. That's going to get a lot of you Trump supporters in a lot of trouble, all right? Listen to this. Hold on. And because I gotta unpack this and help her understand. She brings her daughter on to CNN, and some of you may have seen this, but she brings her daughter on to CNN and just totally embarrassed the family.
Betty, you voted for President Trump. Do you regret that decision based on what we're seeing?
In terms of food insecurity, I do. I believe he's doing a great job with the border. Right now, the border's not affecting me. Right now, it's affecting my daughter. The fact that she needs SNAP and she won't be getting anything for November.
Wow.
And like I said, she's a type 1 diabetic, and we want to represent all the other diabetics out there or people with chronic health conditions that do need this food. And they may not have a safety net. They may not have relatives to fall back on. We know many people, and those people that don't have relatives to fall back on.
Let me ask you, Betty, because we're going to be speaking with a Republican congressman right after you and I had this conversation, one that's very close to President Trump. What is your message to lawmakers right now, Betty?
I would say restore funding for SNAP, and I believe the Trump administration, instead of focusing on presidential ballrooms, should be paying attention to individual Americans' dining rooms.
Betty, will this experience impact your voting decisions in the future?
Well, it depends on what the administration does in the future. It may. Like I said, there's certain things that I'm thankful that Trump has done, but in terms of just basic food insecurity, I believe he has to make some changes. in order to do what he said. I think he promised to lower prices for Americans, and I don't see that happening right now.
Well, I want to thank you both for sharing what's happening. It's so...
Betty. I'm going to stop Betty right there. Betty. See, and this is why those Democrats that caved yesterday, this is why I'm very, very angry. Because, see, we were in the middle of making this voter right here, Betty. We were in the middle of making her behind snap, all right? Thank you. She's not going to walk away from the cult until the full consequences, the full weight of her decisions actually manifest. And this is what I'm saying. So she's so, I would hate to say it, it's bigotry, prejudice, that she can't process that people coming into the country is actually what makes America great. That helps grow the economy. She can't understand that. She believes she's a lot safer with the border being closed, supposedly, and it's not closed. Well, newsflash, Betty. Maybe you don't know this, Betty, but imagine this, all right? You live in a neighborhood right now, and everybody's making, you're making your money, ends are starting to meet, and then guess what? The prices of the groceries start to go up, right? And, why are the grocery prices going up? Oh, because my dear leader put these tariffs into place. And guess what? The grocery prices, they're not keeping up with the wages, all right? And then on top of that, a lot of people are also losing their jobs, Betty. Well, why are they losing their jobs? Oh, because of the tariffs. Well, now, Betty, guess what? He's doing the mass deportations, but you're finding out every time you turn on the TV, crime is going through the roof. And you can't understand, why are so many people in my community resorting to a life of crime? We're getting rid of all the people who are in here illegally. Well, Betty, people commit more crime when their money starts acting funny, Betty. Yeah. Guess what, Betty? You see those lines with people standing in line to get food? It's sooner or later, these people are going to have to start taking matters into their own hands because desperate times call for desperate measures, Betty. While you're sitting on TV with your daughter, all right, just totally embarrassing her. I can't believe this is what we got going on in America. We got a bunch of folks out here who are still hoping and praying that Donald Trump, this is what she said, maybe he should start caring about not the ballroom, but what's going on in the dining room in my house. Wow. This is why I say this. And Donald Trump truly loves the poorly educated, the uneducated people. And he's right. Smart people don't like him. And so, Betty, what I'm going to say is this. Unfortunately, you're the worst of the worst in this country because you're straddling the fence. In the Bible, Takesha, I think you brought it up. He said, if you're lukewarm, he'll spew you out. You know Donald Trump is a bad person. You know he's a wicked man. You know the man's credibility in terms of being a president is tattooed with failure. All right? From the 2 impeachments to January 6th and everything in between. And even up to today, the man's brain doesn't work. And you're still talking about you hope this man with swollen ankles, who's hiding his swollen ankles, he's hiding the MRI from you. Your hope, and he destroyed the entire east wing of the White House, Betty. You somehow think he cares about your living room, your dining room table. It's with great pleasure that I do this. And it's for anybody that's like Betty out here who's lost their rabbit minds. Just do me a favor and stop. Don't vote in another election. Just don't do it, all right? Because you're making this country not great, you're making it worse. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Betty and her daughter. And I'm so sorry, ma'am, you didn't say a word while your mom was embarrassing you, but you should have said, Mom, that's enough. Join me in sending them straight to hell.
Silence!
Yeah.
You MAGA Damon!
And that's a huge W. That's a huge W. All right, I'm going to open up the box because, I want to talk to some wonderful people out there. Those I don't want to talk to weak people. I prefer to talk to strong people. Rick, if you kind of want in the chat, I'd like to open it up for the Trump voters first because I understand the Trump voters are the ones actually causing a lot of this chaos. So if you're a Trump voter, go ahead and identify yourselves in the comment section. And what I'll do, I'll try to be nice this morning. All right, as long as you're nice. And what I'll do is I'll try to hear you out. Now, the reason that I do the show the way that I do, right? I cook and I book for the first part, and then I open it up and try to have meaningful conversations. But the reason I do it that way is because I want MAGA to understand very clearly where I plant my flag, all right? There's no amount of gaslighting. Listen, you could literally have a gas station. You could literally have a refinery, all right? And you could come onto my show and try to gaslight me, but I promise you, none of it will work, all right? I'll hear you out, all right, just to get to the bottom of the crime or of the scam. It's a scam what y'all doing, right? I'll listen to you to get to the bottom of the scheme. But ultimately, you're not going to change me unless you actually provide me with compelling information that actually forces me to reevaluate the way that I believe right now. And unfortunately, MAGA will not do that. And it goes both ways, right? Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump voter. It goes both ways. If I could be agreeable on things that make sense, you shouldn't struggle to do it. All right, let's go. All right, and then I want to talk to the ones that owe me an apology, and they know who they are. They owe me an apology. Put a 1 in the chat. All right. All right, let's see. Okay, Cassandra, you're a Trump voter? Come on up here, Cassandra, if you don't mind. I think you put a 1 in the chat because you're a Trump voter. Come on up here, Cassandra. It's your time to shine. All right, now don't worry. I'm the nice one. Oh, we got another one. Cassandra doesn't want to come up here. Cassandra, oh, you can't? Send me a guest request then. Send me a guest request then. Try that. Or are you saying now is not a good time? Because what I like to do is get to the bottom of how could you still be straddling the fence on somebody like this? It makes absolutely no sense. All right, someone else besides Cassandra, please put a 1 in the chat. I think I saw another one. Oh, there we go. All right. Favor all. Let's see. I think that's one. I saw somebody put a 1. Let's see, who is this? Yeah. All right. I am -1 FDT. Okay, yeah. All right. Well, guess what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen? It's an echo chamber for you. I must have destroyed all the MAGA demons. W's in the chat for Big Zeus. Hey, Nutty.
Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. First of all, I'd like to say I've never crossed paths with a Betty that I actually liked. So to have a name like Betty that goes back to the 1930s and 1940s, you know that you're sick people already because they have that mentality back from the Great Depression.
No offense to the good Bettys, but I get what you're saying.
Well, like I said, notice what I said. I said I have not come across a Betty that I've actually liked. I didn't say that all Bettys were bad.
True.
So anyhow, I could care less about her daughter who is a type 1 diabetic, because the reason why I could care less about her daughter is because she didn't care about the brown children who were literally starving and also with medical conditions that she wanted to hurt. Because here's the thing, Zeus, this is why I have no tolerance. And this is why, I give you props, brother. I give you props for wanting to cross and have a conversation. I give you props.
Thank you.
But I can't do it. Because when I think about their racism, their privilege, their narcissism, that they could vote for evil, not expecting that the evil was going to touch their doorstep.
Yeah.
And when the evil touches their doorstep, then they want to become victims. The devil is a lie.
Preach.
You voted for this.
Preach.
So you go out and you get your daughter, who's a type 1 diabetic, you get her medications. You go out and you get her vittles. You go out and get her vitamin D, her vitamin E, her vitamin C. You go out because that's your responsibility. It's not my responsibility as a taxpayer to take care of your daughter.
Nope.
Now listen. I hate even saying something like that because it tells people that I don't care about humanity, which is the furthest thing from the truth.
Right.
Because when push comes to shove, Zeus.
Yeah.
When push comes to shove, if that baby was standing in front of me, you know what I would do for that baby?
What would you do?
I would do whatever it takes to get that baby whatever she needs. And she's not even my child.
Ain't that something? Me too.
She's not even my child.
Me too,
But
Nutty.
this is the type of thing that makes me so angry with people with privilege. Because when it finally touches their doorstep, that's when they want to become victims. That's when they want to see, well, he shouldn't be focusing on a ballroom. He should be focusing on the dining room. Well, he should have been focused on that since January 20th. But where was that energy on January 20th? If I was standing in front of Betty right now, I would say, Betty, how did the border affect you? Zeus, do you even know where she was from?
No.
What state was she from?
Let me see if I can get that. Go ahead. Let me see.
Because I live in the state of misery. I live in the state of misery. And during the election here in Missouri, they kept putting up billboards all over Missouri talking about the border. What border are y'all concerned about? The border with Illinois? The border with Kansas? What border are y'all talking about? The border with Iowa? You want to keep Iowans in Iowa? Okay, fine. But yet they ran on the border when the border doesn't affect them at all. So how is the border affecting her and her children?
Yeah, it doesn't say, Nutty. Betty is somewhere. Maybe someone wrote Arkansas. I don't know. Maybe that's where Betty is.
If it was Arkansas, that's even worse.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put it on her. Put it on thick too, Nutty. Let's just say she's from Arkansas, Timbuktu somewhere.
So my issue, do y'all see the dumbness behind the statement?
Mars.
Do y'all see the dumbness behind it?
Yeah.
We keep talking about the border. Don't talk about the border. Just get in the box and tell the truth and say you hate black and brown people. Just get in and say that. I still don't have respect for you, but at least I would have enough respect to say at least you own it.
Well, let's speak on that, Nutty. A lot of the Trump voters will say they're not racist, and they'll get upset when you say what you just said about them not liking black and brown people. So what do you say to those voters out there? Because I ran into one in Angie's Live, and Q-Dog brought it up about, what Charlie Kirk said and how they were pointing out how Charlie Kirk said some racist things, some bigotry things, and it just gets them all worked up. What would you say to these voters out here who get very, very uncomfortable when you say that?
Good. I want you to be uncomfortable. I want you to be so uncomfortable, it makes your booty hole itch. I want you to be uncomfortable because your racism needs to be delivered. You need to be delivered from your evil, from racism, from homophobia, from all these phobias that you have. You need to be delivered from it. When the truth is, you should be afraid of yourself. Because you're the evil that we're seeing. You're the evil that we're trying to fight in this country. You're the evil that's taken away our democracy.
Pause, Nutty, pause. You got to pause when you say stuff like that, but I get what you're saying, brother. Seriously.
And Zeus, again, nothing but love and respect for you.
Yeah.
Nothing but love and respect for you. But I'm sorry. There was a time where I was with you. I'm like, I want to have conversation. I'm way past that point. Because too many people have died. Too many people have been kidnapped off our streets. Too many people have been traumatized. And they want to say, protect the children. What about these children who are being traumatized because they see these people in masks come ripping their parents out of their arms? What about those children? You keep saying you want to protect the children. What about those children?
Speak on
What
it.
about them? It is about time we start having passion for people who don't look like us, for people who don't think like us, for people who don't believe in the same thing that we believe in, because humanity is what brings us together.
Y'all go ahead and show Nutty some love, because Nutty's up here preaching this morning, and I can tell because you're making Doozy uncomfortable, you're making Thomas uncomfortable, you're making a lot of the Trump voters very, very uncomfortable. So I'm going to encourage you to keep on bringing that hammer down on them.
I'm sorry, but I need to know, where's your humanity?
Thank you. Y'all keep crying.
Where is your humanity? Where you can sit there in your privilege and talk about an imaginary border.
Yeah.
An imaginary border that wasn't even part of this country. Because guess what, y'all? Half of the United States was Mexico. So when you tell those people to go home, guess what? They're already home. They're already home. Why don't you take your nasty behind home to Europe somewhere?
Betty.
Go back to the Caucasus Mountains. See how much you survived there. How well you survived there. Stop telling people to go home. This is their home. Nobody owns this land.
Nope. None.
No one.
Nope. What about those people who like to say, I'm not successful in America, Nutty, because the border is wide open. And these people coming in, they're taking jobs away from myself and my husband. You know how they get. What do you say to those people out there? Because a lot of people think they're being held back because that border is open.
You know it's beautiful, Zeus. I don't know if Val is here right now because Val is more of an expert on this than I am. But I believe that there are way more jobs available now than there are people willing to take them. Is that correct?
Let's see. Let's get Val up here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and bring Brother Val up here. Yeah. What we're doing is we're making MAGA squirm this morning. Good morning, Brother Val. How are you?
Good morning, Val.
Morning, all.
Hey, Val,
Nutty, you're exactly right. There is more jobs now than there is more people now looking for jobs than there is jobs to get.
But the border is closed, Val. How does that get? How do we get to a place where there's more people than jobs if the border is closed? Shouldn't that mean there's more jobs available?
That's the point that I'm trying to make.
No. Because you're getting to the, you're getting to the end of farming season. So, but let's talk about those jobs. I want to meet the people downstairs that are going to go pick strawberries in the field. I want to meet them in the comments right now. I want you to come tell me you're going to go last because this test has been done many times.
Wow.
They put 100 American citizens in a field to pick farms. Do you know how many of them lasted a day?
When they did this before?
They did it.
They've done this before.
And nobody lasted.
Well, no offense, but
zero.
Yeah. It's a non-starter over here.
Right. It's an absolute zero.
Wow.
But when those farm jobs come up, y'all are more than welcome to go get them. Go jump. Jump hard. They pay anywhere from $17 to $20 an hour. They're not horrible. You go jump.
You want to do it, Tiny Tank Top Tim? That's more money than he's making currently. If you think about it, why won't he get out there and do it?
Because of the sheer, you know what I'm saying? There's no other real way to put it.
It's backbreaking work.
Right. It is. Yeah, it's the sheer laziness of wanting to do that job for that money. And I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. But for people to sit down here and go, we don't need immigrants. We don't need people to actually work in those farms that actually help feed this country, that actually do the work we won't do, the people that actually go out and build houses, put roofs on our houses when storms come. We don't need those people anymore.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
You're correct. It's a non-starter with me because I had to do the work for free because I grew up on a farm, and I grew up on a farm having to get up at 2:00 in the morning to take care of animals before I went to school.
Ain't that something?
And then in the summer we had two farms. We had a dairy farm and a pig farm, and then we had a fruit farm. So we actually did have migrants that come in in the summers.
Wow.
Yeah. So, that's how it works, and that's how it's always worked. We have a program for that in the U.S. It needs to be expanded.
Yeah.
Well,
does it count that I've driven past a farm and said there's just no way I could do it?
Dog, it don't count.
Same thing. I see the size of those farms and I go, absolutely not. You could imagine. Could you imagine? Because I know what happened in American history during slavery times, right? You know it too, Nutty. And I said I would never be able to give these folks that kind of satisfaction. I mean, no offense to the people who are actually doing the work, but I just get all kinds of PTSD when I see myself out there doing stuff like that, just to be honest with you. I mean, it's a no-fly zone for me.
Zeus, I've always said this. God knew exactly what he was doing when he had me born during the time that I was born, because had I been born during that time, I would have been unalived immediately because I would have been rebellious.
Bingo.
I would have done it.
Bingo, W Nutty. And a lot of us feel that way, so you can't tell us that what we feel isn't a good thing. No, that's actually the sign that we actually value ourselves a lot more.
But that's why I appreciate the ancestors that came before us that did die just so we can have what we have today.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so passionate about those other children that don't look like me, that don't speak the same language as I do,
That part.
that may not have the correct papers. I don't care about some imaginary line. But where is our humanity? Do you have humanity, Zeus?
I sure do.
Do you have humanity, Val?
I absolutely do.
Then why in the hell can't we get these other people to have humanity, to take care of people first?
Because they would rather live in hate
I'm done.
than do right by themselves.
That is sad. That is so. I mean, but Val, when you say that, how do you pair that with all these Christians out here who, you know what I'm saying? They like to say they're not hateful. They go to church, twice a week, maybe even. They're best friends with the pastor. They tithe. They give 10%. Actually, in some cases, they give 20%. There's just no way they could be hateful. And as a matter of fact, to put a cherry on the top, I got a black friend, and my best man at the wedding was a black guy.
Huh.
No, Ange, didn't we hear that, Ange? That's the new lick. That's the new lie they tell us. My best friend at my wedding was a black man.
Black guy, yeah.
Yeah, nothing like tokenizing, right? But the thing is this, no hate like Christian love, right? So the thing is people need to understand is that Christians are what somebody labels themselves as. On this earth, right?
Yeah.
Anybody can label themselves as a Christian. God sees
everyone,
it differently.
but everyone can't label themselves as a follower of Christ.
Exactly.
Because a follower of Christ, you don't have to tell people that you're a Christian. They will see it in your deeds.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And that's you know what it is, and that's what I was going to say. God sees that differently.
Yeah.
He sees the truth, and that's what they're going to, that reckoning is in their future, and that's, what I'm saying, that's something they're going to have to deal with. But they don't understand welcome to immigrant. They want to read other words, you know what I'm saying, and miscue everything. That's fine. That's what they want to do. Feel free, but this country actually gives you the capability to do that. You can read it however you want to, but in the end, the truth will find you.
Amen. W Val. Now there's one more topic. Or you said something you wanted to say, Nutty?
No, you go right ahead. Sir.
There's one more topic. How do you both feel about this scandal in the White House that involves the auto pen? Donald Trump still is pardoning people. He has no clue that he's pardoning, and I wanted to get your both of yours take on this because I believe this is probably the biggest scandal going on right now, on top of all the other stuff.
I don't believe I don't believe it's a scandal, Zeus.
I believe.
I think I can.
Oh, here's why. I believe it's calculated. What have we seen since January 20th? This man keeps pardoning criminals. What did he just do? He just pardoned the fake electors. Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, Sidney Powell. He just pardoned all of them in the dead of night.
But do you think he knows he's pardoning them? Because remember the Biden guy, he said he doesn't know who the person is.
So yes, I do believe that the actual president, who is Stephen Miller, yes, the president does know who he's pardoning. Yes.
W nutty for that, because Stephen Miller, you're saying Stephen Miller, you really do believe he's running the country, not Donald Trump. 100%
Stephen Miller is running this country.
Yeah, the Heritage Foundation's 100% in control right now.
Yes.
That's the way I see it too. And they're pardoning people that they know are going to. I mean, look at the person in Florida, right? This dude, this guy stole millions from patients in a nursing home.
Yeah.
Okay. And Trump let him off a day before his retribution would have to come true, before he had to pay back all that money. The day after his mom showed up to one of Trump's events that cost $1 million to sit at the table.
Wow. Okay.
And this is one of the most disgusting stories I've seen on a pardon ever. This dude was 15 years, I think it was, Nutty.
He actually got 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years.
Wow.
And he got pardoned, and he does not have to pay restitution to
Zero.
those people and the employees that did not get paid.
Wow. What it just goes to show where Trump's priorities are, and clearly it's not where Betty would like for them to be, which is on her dinner table. What a disgrace!
Right.
All right, you two, I gotta
Zeus,
move.
can I say this before I log out of here?
You might as well.
November 25th through December 2nd, it's the mass blackout. If we want to take back our nation, if we want to save democracy, if we really do want to hold people accountable, let's hit them where it hurts. Let's take part of this mass blackout.
Yeah.
November 25th through December 2nd. Is it going to hurt? Absolutely. Because none of us wants to be uncomfortable, including myself. But we have to make sacrifice in order to progress. And the only way we're going to progress past this regime is to make ourselves uncomfortable. Because when we make ourselves uncomfortable, more so than they are, and we stop putting money in their pockets, that's the only language they speak. So let's please consider taking part of the mass blackout and tell the truth and shame the devil.
All right, Val. Any last words, Val? You might.
Yeah, real quick, everybody. Remember what we saw yesterday? I'm glad that the government's going to be opening back up, but let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's not forget what the Democrats fought for. Let's not fight amongst ourselves saying that Democrats gave up on this. That is not how this went down.
Okay.
And actually, you know what I'm saying? And actually go through and read the stories, and read what's being done. We'll find out more about this in the weeks to come about what's being done. But you know, we're doing what we can. The government had to open back up. 40 days was pushing a limit that we can't even push.
All right. And you know, I'll take that under consideration, Val, because I gave a very blistering rebuke of those 8 Democrats this morning. But there's no way I could ever be MAGA, so that's where we're at right now. But I've asked those 8 Democrats to socially distance themselves from me for a while. All right, and that's
I can understand. I understand the sentiment, but there's a lot more going on than we really know here.
Fair enough. And Val is a trusted source, so I'll take that under consideration. You see how? Yes,
Zeus, I trust Val and I love Val, but this is where I disagree with my brother Val, because I needed them to hold the line. And it wasn't 8, it was 7, because Angus King is an independent. So
Angus
he caucuses
King,
with the Democrats, right?
And let's really call it 6, because one we know is not a Democrat.
Well, yeah, Fetterman is not a Democrat either.
Yeah.
But I need them to hold the line because the Republicans keep besting us. They keep making promises and then they go back on their promises. So now all these people are going to be without health care. Yeah. So no, hold the line.
Amen. You bet. And I'm going to say this, Val. I lean towards where Nutty is at. I don't like.
No, I get it. But what you need to pay attention to is the 4 holdouts yesterday that wanted to hold this up. They were all Republicans. And those Republicans were holding out. They were holding out because there was some kind of deal made that we are not privy to
Got
yet.
it. Well, we'll get to the bottom of it at the end of the day. But I'm still processing it, Val. So please just give me a little time to get.
Oh, I
this,
understand.
right? Because,
fully understand. But let's not throw them under the bus yet. Just yet.
But you got to understand, Val. We were flying so well. I mean, and again, I didn't want to get too excited about the special elections, and this capitulation, this bending of the knee using the softest knee pads out there, it threw me for a loop a little bit. So, like I said, I'll take what you had to say under consideration, but I'm really struggling internally.
Oh no, I get it, and we all should be.
Thank you.
All righty.
All right, you two, ladies and gentlemen, let's give brother Val and Nutty a huge round of applause. No lies detected. Let's keep on moving this show along. Do we have any Trump voters out there that want to get up here and apologize for doing what they've done to this country? Identify yourselves real quickly in the comments section. Any Trump voters out there want to apologize? All right. Thomas, I've actually sent you several invites and you're too weak to come up. All right. So if you can't get in the box, then I'll just ask my mods, please straitjacket for these people that don't want to get in the box and actually express what's really going on behind the comments they're writing, because I don't want people soiling my comment section. All right. So, all right. Yeah. Just if they don't want to come up, then that's on them. Let's see. Who is this? Who is this right here, ladies and gentlemen? Anna. Good morning. How can I help you? Hey, Anna. Anna, are you there, Anna?
I'm here. Good morning, Sus.
Hey, good morning. How can I help you? Are you driving?
I'm driving. I need to pull over.
Oh, don't. Well, then you can come back later. I don't want to get you into trouble, all right? But thank you. Hopefully, you can come on up here, all right? Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't want to get you into any trouble out there. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. W's in the chat for Anna. I think she's a nice person. W's Anna. When you pull over, come on up here. Fireman. Good morning. Going once. Fireman. Uh-oh. I'm listening. I'm trying to get to. Let's see. All right, who do we got? Kay. Good morning, Kay. Welcome to the show. Kay, are you there? Kay, are you there?
Oh, I'm sorry. There was a mistake.
All right, I got you. Don't worry about it. All right, we're moving along. All right. Moving on to the next guest, ladies and gentlemen. Connie, good morning. Is this another one accidentally sending a request? Going once. Connie, are you there? Connie. Tragic. You know, this is part of show business. I guess you get people up here and then they don't want to say what needs to be said. All right, let's go. Who is this? Who do we have? Linda. Some members have become inactive. You can let them know they're able to reactivate their. Okay, that's some TikTok stuff. Well, all right, that didn't work, ladies and gentlemen. We're moving along the list. All righty then, ladies and gentlemen. All right, good morning. Who do we have? Wakanda, good morning, sis. How are you? Welcome.
Good morning, Zeus. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. What about you?
I'm in the same boat. We pedaling together.
Yeah.
I was reading last night about the shutdown, and what I read was that Schumer put in there that he wanted the subsidies for a year.
Yeah. Well, I saw him say that, right?
Yeah. Now, whether they got it or not is the question. That's the question for me right now, because I don't know for sure if they got it. Because if they got it, I kind of understand what they're doing, right? So if they put in for the subsidies for 1 year, what they're hoping is that when the midterms hit, that we get the House. I know the Senate is a stretch, right? I know the Senate is a stretch. I know that's hope beyond hope.
Yeah.
If we get the Senate.
Right.
But if we can get the one part, then maybe, just maybe, we can fix that subsidies things for it to be a more permanent situation. Now, the question is, did they get that from the Republicans or the MAGAs? Because I don't even like to say Republicans anymore, because I don't even think we got any Republicans left. Because if we had any Republicans, they would be standing up. Right? They would be going, okay, no, I can't go along with that. I can't put that up. I can't back that, because in actuality, I stand for what's right above party.
Yeah.
I stand for the country above party. But we got a bunch of people in here right now that are party above country.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever the party says, whatever MAGA says, whatever comes out of Donald Trump, whatever he throws up and spews up, I'm going to eat that up and I'm going to push it forward. So that's my concern right now, Zeus.
You think they behind the scenes may have negotiated the extension? And I say that only because what a lot of us are being told is there's just a promise to vote. You know what I mean? To vote on it, but it doesn't.
I pulled up I went digging. I went researching last night. And attacking. Nope. But that's what was in the article that I read last
Yeah.
night. I mean, I can go get it if anybody needs to see it. But
Attacking is
that's what I
saying no.
read.
Do we need to bring attacking up here? Do you want to talk to
Well,
your
well, he's saying I don't know if he's talking to me or he's talking to somebody else. I don't
attacking?
know.
What? Yeah. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. All right, attacking. Please join us because if we want to make sure we know all this information now. What are you saying no for attacking in the comment section?
Because that's not what they're saying. They're just saying that they would talk about it. They didn't get it.
They didn't get what?
Extension. There's no extension going to happen.
Not behind the scenes a little bit though. I mean,
nope. Just a conversation of. That's all. They're not. It's not because the thing is this. If there was a confirmed yes, we'll go ahead and extend it. They would let us in on it. They would just let it hide and seek, and then come out later on after it's signed. No, there's no extension.
Because it was if I'm not mistaken, it was an NBC article, and it said that's what Chuck Schumer had put on the table.
Yeah, he put it on the table, but they just said they'll talk about it. There's no guarantee. It's not happening.
Yeah, I remember on Friday Chuck Schumer was saying that, but
until after the first of the year, also too.
Okay, so this is what the minibus. Hello, everybody. Hello, love you all.
Hey,
hello.
Okay, so this is the package that they agreed upon. The 8 did. The CR goes through till January 30th. Okay, the continuing resolution. A vote on the ACA bill by December on a dim bill. So we just only got the vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A minibus, which includes reversal of shutdown RAFs and payback or back pay for protections against them happening in the future. Plus, SNAP is funded.
Yep.
That's probably what you're thinking about, Bay.
Yeah.
SNAP was funded through the fiscal year of 26. That is the deal they agreed upon.
Okay. So, Shay, is this a win for the Democrats based on
No.
Sort of, but not.
No.
Right?
If that's what they're saying, then no. Because at the end of the day, we're still going to lose those subsidies, and people are going to be without health care.
Yep.
And we know, we've got friends, Zeus.
Yeah.
That friends of this show, friends of us up here,
Uh-huh.
that will not have health care for her or her son.
Yeah.
They're going to lose health care.
But they're going to get
This
there.
is a
Listen,
this is a single woman.
But listen, and again, I don't necessarily like to get on the innocent people in the middle of this that are powerless, that are a victim of how the wind blows. But I just want to ask the question. So they were in a predicament where they're not getting food, right, because of the SNAP, and so now they're also going to lose their health insurance.
This is correct because and here's the thing, Zeus. We're not talking about somebody who isn't working full time. She's working full time.
And this is still happening.
And she told us that at the end of this year she will not have health care for her or her son because of this. So we got people who are actually putting in the medical field. She's working in the medical field.
Right.
And she will not have health care for her or her son. So if she's one of the working class, we've got people who are actually, doing what's right. They like to say, oh, well, they're just lazy. They're just, they're making that statement. But we got people who are actually, really putting in hours.
But it's not enough money, so they gotta, rely on these services.
Right. Yeah. So what we got too, we got the 1% and those who actually control and got all the money, not paying living wages, not paying for proper health care for the people that work for them. So we got Tiny Tank Top Tim, and I call him Tiny Tube Top Tim, defending. Because see, my thing is this: you got people defending this mess. How do we deal with that?
When the subsidies are lost, it opens up for the Republicans to take out a whole bunch of things. Once this ends,
I don't know, guys.
What was that?
No, go ahead. So here's kind of some interesting details. So I don't know. I don't know because they took out no free health care for illegals, right? So I'm not sure if they've done that, then they could get some Republicans on board for the subsidies in December. So we'll
See,
see.
and that's
So,
why.
so if they're
They don't get
fixing
free
some of
health.
that,
They don't get free health care now, Shay.
I'm just saying they did that. Well, so I think when they say, the federal funding doesn't, but if the funding, because the ACA stuff, it goes to the states, right? And so in Medi-Cal, right, in California, yes, and that's okay. But 60% of Medi-Cal is federally funded. So that's a lot of the complaint from the right, right? And that's fine. Like it's state, but here's the thing is it's states' rights. So if California wants to operate that way, that is states' rights. So when the Republicans are complaining about Medi-Cal in some blue states, maybe New York and things like that, allowing some of this to happen, that's states' rights.
Right.
Like in Texas, they opted out of Medicaid. So,
and you know what? And here's the thing, Shay.
And I don't hear the Republicans crying about that shit. So
right, but but here's the thing, though, Shay. Too, I don't have a problem. And see, this is why I say MAGA has no heart. They're heartless people. Because if somebody is in desperate need of medical care, they should be taken care of.
I agree, 100%.
27 million Americans.
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Attack.
I apologize. 27 million Americans. 27 million Americans don't have health care. Where do they go? They go to the hospital.
100%.
14 million
Yes.
14 million undocumented immigrants don't have medical coverage. Where do they go? They go to the hospital.
100%.
And they don't like that even.
Mm-mm.
They want them to bleed on the sidewalks, not receive any
Bleed
coverage.
out. That's right.
And that's what the
bleed out
Republicans
unalive.
want.
That's right. But see,
So-
my thing is this: you cannot, and MAGA, I want you to hear me right now. You cannot deny people health care coverage and then turn around and say, I'm a child of God. You can't do that.
Oh, by the way, just so you know, Trump is going to be pardoning all of his friends who tried to help him cheat and steal the election. You see that, Shay?
Oh, yeah.
we
Giuliani, Eastman, all of them. Sidney Powell, all of them that did.
But see, here's the thing, though. When you pardon somebody, don't they have to, if they bring something up, like say in a few years, they can't deny, can't say they can't talk about it, right? Isn't that how that works?
I honestly don't
If
know.
it goes to, if something happens and they have to call them as witnesses for something, they can't keep their mouth shut.
Hold on. I see. Hold on. Z-Pac, are you
No,
here?
no.
Yeah.
You were begging to get up here and say
Yeah,
something to these amazing panelists.
Yeah, this is just the Democrats are stupid. I'm so over what they did. They spent all this time for 40 days, waging this fight to just stand around and just give up. I mean, I just think it's silly. I think you're right in what you're thinking. I think that Zeus, I think you were correct in your thinking. Why go through all of this to just cave?
Mm-hmm.
And now they're saying Angus King's excuse was, well, Donald Trump's illegally doing things with Snap because the government shut down. He's going to illegally do things with Snap when the government's open. I just think that this is more like coping for some reason by a lot of people in our party just being okay with what happened. I say, don't open the government until they should have kept it closed till the end of the year.
But Z-Pac, honestly, there's people out here who when you're starving.
No, we can't run our airlines like this. Come on.
But what if you're starving, Shay? You're starving. You haven't been paid in months. Don't you think your decision making gets compromised in a way?
This gets Snap, guys. We did win something. It gets Snap funded for a full year. Okay, so let's be clear. There is something out of this deal that we did get. Okay, I understand the subsidies thing, but maybe the voters can get more educated about what the subsidies are for and get more educated about it, and then they can push their people to vote for it in December.
But Trump paid the subsidies the last 35 day close down. Shay, why couldn't they just?
I don't know.
Yeah, why couldn't the Democrats push that? Hey, you did it before, Mr. President. Do it now. And by the way, I agree with what Z-Pac says. if they would have got the extension on the subsidies, they would have come out. They would say, listen, guys, we're opening it up, but we've got the subsidies. That's what we were fighting for. See, they didn't do that because they don't got it.
Donald
Listen up.
Trump.
Hold on.
Donald
Hold
Trump
on.
is going to
Hold
starve
Dr.
on.
people.
Keisha, no, the fiscal year ends in September, guys. With fiscal year of 26, that ends in September. Like
Now-
Biden's fiscal year just ended this September. So
Now
just so you
hold on, you all.
All right,
Listen
go
up.
ahead.
I'm gonna have to step away for a few minutes. Who's in charge while I'm gone? Who's in charge? Man, I don't want no
you
funny
got
business.
Andrew.
Okay.
I think Ange got powers. I don't know if Shay got.
I have
Shay
my
got
I
powers.
have powers.
All
Yeah.
right,
Okay,
all right.
Ange
So
and Shay got powers.
please,
So
please,
there you
please,
go.
please keep the kingdom in good standing.
Respect Zeus's lives while you up here, y'all.
And Polly, nice to see you. Yeah, I don't
Hey,
want
Polly.
if you,
Let's
but
do this.
yeah, do what you do.
Okay, go
Okay,
take care of
Zeus.
Tokyo.
I mean, so again, my question would just be this: if the objective was to hold the line and fight for these premium, which is going to increase, and Marjorie Taylor Greene already admitted that her party has no plan to fix it. So we were winning the narrative there. We were saying, look, we're
Right.
fighting for something. Now we're fighting for nothing. We allowed what? We allowed people to get fed, but Donald Trump doesn't want to feed them anyway. So what? I mean, what? He's the one that wasn't feeding them. He was going against a court order, but Democrats were like, oh man, we have to feed people. Well, no, you have to tell the American people that Donald Trump is starving children and keep saying it for weeks. I don't understand. Why are Democrats so stupid? I'm sorry.
Well,
They're
and you
dumb.
know what?
I don't know that they're stupid.
They're dumb.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this though, Shay. I looked at that list of names. The only two names that I really knew about was Fetterman, which he's complete and utter trash.
Yeah.
But the only other name that I'm familiar with on that list was Dick Durbin. Dick
Yeah.
Durbin's
this
name was on there.
came up because I'm very familiar with 3 of those names,
Okay,
but I'll
okay,
let
Yeah,
you
go
go
ahead,
back.
Angela.
Talk
And
about
then we
it.
need to see what Polly wants to say. Go ahead, Angela.
No, Polly first, and then I'll go with what I have to
Hey,
say. Go
Polly.
ahead, Polly.
What's up, man?
Hey, no,
What do you
sorry.
think about all this? Yeah.
Well, let me start by saying this. I know everybody is mad at the Democrats for capitulating, right? But first of all, if everybody didn't expect them to capitulate at some point, I don't know what world you were living in. Okay, this is never going to hold up. And to be completely honest with you, I'm surprised it held up this long.
Yeah.
If you want to be completely honest. But second thing, those 6 or 7 Democrats are not the people that are taking people's health care away. The Republicans are the people taking people's health care away.
Exactly.
Right? Like they're the ones that are doing it. Like I completely understand being mad at the Democrats for this exact for being like, oh, like why are we capitulating this on this like one spot? But this gerontocracy and this centrist, Democratic, situation that we've been in, right? The Chuck Schumers, the Tim Kaines, the John Fettermans, right? They were going to do that eventually anyway, right? The thing that the thing that I never understood from the get go is they were never going to renew these subsidies, right? And if they did renew these subsidies, all we were doing was letting Trump out of his horrible policies, right? Like these rates were going to go up anyway, and the best thing that possibly could have happened is the subsidies were renewed. And then Trump took credit for the subsidies being renewed. Democrats got absolutely nothing out of it except for, a fight that just ended after, 45, 60 days, whatever it was anyway, right? Like the best case scenario is that Trump got a win, right? Now we showed that we fought, right? We still have people, we're seeing who's actually going to be our side and who's going to be fighting. And then Trump is going to have to pay for these policies, right? He's going to have to pay for the fact that he's taking people's health care away because now, for sure, people are going to have to pay these premiums. And also, we were probably too late to even stop that. Even if we kept fighting, these premiums were still going to go up, right? So now the premiums are going to go up. It's definitely Trump's fault. The polling already still shows that Trump is getting blamed not only for the shutdown, but he's also getting blamed for the higher subsidies, right? And now we have something that we can actually fight on and actually talk about next year,
That's what
to
I'm.
actually
Yeah.
have something to say about it. So I understand the frustration, but I just
I agree with you, Polly.
You know-
I really do. I think,
only-
listen, it's only 8 Democrats. When y'all say Democrats, laid down, come on.
It's
It's
only
8
seven.
of them.
Seven.
And,
seven,
7
Shay.
of them?
Yeah, because
And
one of them was an independent. One of them was an
Oh.
independent.
Well,
And
I
those
wanted to
aren't
piggyback.
rerunning, right? Did we hear that those are particular Democrats that are not rerunning or
That's a good question.
are
Now I
up
don't
for
know that
28,
part.
26 for
I don't know, but I
reelection?
can look it up.
That's what I heard, but I don't know if
A
it's
few,
true.
but I'm not positive.
Go ahead.
A few of them are
Angela, Angela, what do you want to say, sweetie?
I forgot. Give me a minute.
Oh, about three of them that signed the bill very well.
It was something that Polly said that I wanted
Oh, okay.
to off from. He made me think of it. Gosh dang it. But yeah, I will hopefully remember that.
Three of them.
Yes.
What the
Eugene
Democrats
Sneed.
should do, is they should flip the script. They should push it out. Listen, we decided to open it up because people were starving, but still the Republicans are going to take away your health care. They're not going to accept it. They should blast that. They should put that on
They should, but
blast.
they won't. And that's the problem attacking. The messaging needs to be better, and it hasn't gotten better. And every day, the Democrats need to remind the American people that they're responsible for these premiums going up. Because what have the Republicans done? They've blamed Obamacare prices going up on us when they're the ones that did everything to destabilize it through the years. But the Democrats, for some reason, again, and this is where my frustration is, I understand it's only a few Democrats, but it is, you have to be able to go out there and actually message that Donald Trump raised your premiums. If they do that every day till the midterms, then fine. But if they don't, they're just worthless. I'm sorry.
Well, see, here's the deal. Two of them are retiring, and the other six are not up for reelection till 2028 or 2030. So that's the 7 or 8 that signed on to this mini
That's
bus.
not good though. That's still
I'm
not
just
good.
saying that that's what we're looking at. And so the rest of them that are going to be rerunning, we've got, and I do think our messaging is getting better. I really do. We've got some things we got to fix. Our thing is we got to stay together. We used to be tight, and then we separated out over the last election. So we need to get lockstep again.
But
I was going to agree with Shay on that one. Oh, sorry, Wakanda. I was just going to say our messaging is getting better. Our messaging still sucks,
Yeah.
but our messaging is getting better, right? And I don't think it's going to get completely better until we get people out like Chuck Schumer, who is horrifically bad at messaging, right? He's supposed to be the leader of the Senate for the Democrats, and he's horrifically bad at messaging. But we do have like AOC and Bernie Sanders and Gavin Newsom out there. Those messaging tactics are significantly improving, and I think that we do kind of have a voice to kind of push that out now.
We do have Marjorie Taylor Greene too.
Yeah, that's what I just saw in the comments.
And that's disturbing. I'm still, my brain still can't get around that.
MTG,
But,
keep going, man. Keep going.
Yeah, but here's
That's
the thing
bad
too.
though. If MG, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, don't, and let's not leave out one of our big voices too. Jasmine Crockett has been nailing it and has been going live. If you guys don't pay attention, Jasmine Crockett has been going live even on TikTok and telling people what's going on. So if you're not following Jasmine Crockett, I would like to tell y'all need to be following her too, because she's dropping gems in her lives.
So I think that the Marjorie Taylor Greene comment is good, and I think that yes, it's really bad when Marjorie Taylor Greene messaging is better.
She's
than
at least
Democrat.
speaking the truth though, because
And
her kids, her constituents are being highly affected by this stuff. She's coming out and talking about where's our health care plan.
That's
where's our
the
fix.
apocalypse, ain't it, Shay?
No,
when Marjorie Taylor
girl.
Greene comes out, start speaking truth. I'm it
yeah.
must be bad.
Yeah, I feel like I hit my head.
Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson in the last 6 months. So the messaging is going out of control.
Especially Tucker.
Well, and the other
as what's they call him? Oh, Tuck. Yeah.
The other problem is like we've got to deal with the fact that we had a very good special election, right? And I think a lot of voters were energized by the fact that Democrats were fighting. I think that part of the reason we did as well as we did, yes, Donald Trump is in power, that helps, but showing fight the way that we were, it proved that even though the government was shut down, we still were winning on message. If the government was shut down and the election went the other way, then you could say, okay, yeah, this is probably a bad idea. But I feel like the fact that it was shut down and we did so well, and I'm talking locally too. I mean, I mean, those of you that follow me, I mean, we won a race here, and I was involved with the candidate. But the thing is, I I'm just saying that that messaging worked, and I think that I'm just afraid we lost. I'm just afraid we lost momentum by doing this.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think there's a plan in place, but we'll see. Listen, the government needs to open up. There's a lot of bad shit that's going on without the government opening. You know, people want to fly home and see family. You know, my mother, I mean, there's a lot of shit that people are being affected. And I'm hoping that we can fight more for the subsidies and people get more and more educated about what the ACA subsidies or why we have them in place. And until the fucking Republicans come up with a better idea to ACA and give us something and not just knocking people off at 20 million people off of healthcare, that's the thing we've got to run on. And we've got to talk about it strongly. And I think we were getting that message across. We've got to keep going. And then maybe we can take the credit for opening the government and people getting to see their fucking families. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Trump has recently come out and said we got to get rid of the ACA. He doesn't have a plan.
I know he doesn't, but that's the thing. We got to hold our feet to the fire.
Honestly,
you've got to have a plan.
Honestly, I'll let Polly talk because I know he wants to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And what happened to Angela? Why did she drop?
No,
she was trying to say something.
Angela has responsibility, so that may be why she dropped. You know.
Okay, all right.
But all I will say is that I think the Democrats were playing the game of please eliminate the filibuster as well. They were just daring Republicans to do it. And Republicans didn't, even though Donald Trump was telling them to. And I don't know if that's good or bad in the long run because we don't get a lot of shit done with the filibuster anyway. So I was hoping that, you know, they would call our bluff, but they didn't. And so now we're stuck with this 60 vote threshold again, which is going to be hard to get stuff done. So yeah,
I know. But
I don't know. I don't like it. I understand people need to be fed and I understand that that's important, but like I am extremely frustrated at just laying down and just being like, all right, I surrender.
Well, we won in some points and we lost in others. I mean, I don't know.
The main thing we were fighting for, we did not get, and that's what bums me the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Go
what
ahead,
bums me the
Polly.
most.
Sorry.
Because
Go ahead, after Wakanda.
yeah, we know a lot of people who are going to suffer because there are people who cannot pay these subsidy the prices, this doublings in some places tripling. People are not going to be able to pay that. And then waiting at the emergency room. If you've ever been to the emergency room for your health care, you know, unless you are unaliving, you wait and wait and wait.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Not good.
And that to me is unacceptable. If we're the country that we live in, oh, the United States is a great nation. Da, 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 da. But if we've got people that are going to the emergency room for healthcare, that doesn't sound great to me. That doesn't sound like you know, it just doesn't.
No, it puts a lot of pressure. Polly, what'd you want to say, sweetie?
First of all, I do agree with Pac. I wish the filibuster had gone away. I was really, really hoping for that because I think that would have given us an opportunity to do a whole bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think that we did find a message though, right? Like there's a reason why we did so well on election day, you know, is because the messaging was they're trying to make your stuff more expensive. We're trying to make it cheaper, right? And it was a constant thing about cost of living and affordability, and that's really what the ACA. I like as much as it was about healthcare, right? Like it was about affordability of healthcare, right? And I think that we were able to get that message out, obviously because of the election day, we were able to get that message out. So, like I don't see this as just complete. I mean, those few Democrats that are voting for this, they of course lay down, but the Democratic Party as a whole didn't. Right? There's still the overwhelming majority of them are still together on this, so they're still holding tight. And at least they did fight, as opposed to the big beautiful bill in which they just completely folded and capitulated without
Couldn't agree
getting
more.
anything, like earlier this year, right? Like they completely just like, oh yeah, it's just business as usual. We're just gonna just approve stuff and we'll work everything out later. No, like at least this time they fought, and the majority of them are still fighting. And yeah, there's some that we're going to like move away and stuff like that. And yes, a lot of people are going to suffer from this. A lot of people are going to suffer from, the 4 million people that are going to be removed from SNAP, from the, 10 to 17 million people that are going to lose their Medicaid, based off the big, beautiful bill. People are going to continue suffering, and people are going to continue to see their prices rise. And I think that is the message that we move that, and it's a lasting message that's going to move into the midterms next year.
Yeah, Zeus is handling something, guys. So if y'all have any questions in the chat or anything like that you want us to talk about, we can answer any questions. If we don't know it, we'll look it up. Like,
Also, look what Trump said about sending out $2,000 just the past.
Oh my God, attacking!
Hold
I know
on.
we haven't even talked about this.
Yeah, and the thing is this:
stimulus checks.
if you look at what he posted, he said, not all.
Well, he said not to the super wealthy.
And I broke it down to where if 165 million people who voted, it'd be $330 billion he'd be sending out. But if you only send it out to the 78 million who voted for him, it's $175 billion. He's only going to send it out to red states and his supporters.
100%.
He's not sending it out to everybody.
And we can have
Well, that's good for me because I went red this year, so at least I'll get something out of this.
You know what, Z-Pack?
I want to know what the income level. Sorry, babe. I want to know what the income level. When he said that not the super wealthy, are we talking people that make 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures?
Don't know.
What the hell are you talking about?
He's not going to give it to anybody that didn't vote for him. And we know that when they went through with Doge, they were getting all that information. Right? They were going through there and getting find out who voted which way and what. They were finding that out with Doge. So if he does drop that, you watch and see who gets the checks.
Well,
that's going to be very telling.
Yeah, he can't do it without Congress's approval. So he's just running his mouth off.
Mm-hmm.
That just feels illegal. I'm not sure what law it's breaking, but it has to be breaking one of them, right?
He always,
he's a lawbreaker.
Always,
he's the lawbreaker in chief. So yeah, he's gonna break something.
Send me a check for 3 or 4K. I'll invest it, or I'll put it in my savings.
It doesn't fix anything. If we all got $2,000 checks, that doesn't last long in this fucking economy.
Not with everything that's going up in price,
right? It doesn't last long. It doesn't help people.
I definitely did just hit a curb and blow my tire out. So
we know what you did.
I would if I got a check, I would immediately take it to the bank, cash it, get green, right? Because I think that if it goes in the system within the barcoding of all these checks, it's going to dissolve and it's not going to be paid through. So you might think you're depositing it. You're not going to get it because it's going to take it once it hits electronic data.
Okay, I'll watch my language. Okay, everybody calling me out. I apologize. Okay.
We're calling you out for what?
I'm dropping the F-bomb. I apologize.
Oh,
I got people like, language, please, even nutty. Language, ma'am. Fine. Fine.
How do we know?
I'll be a lady. Fine.
I mean, all of his checks bounce, so how do we know that it's actually going to work?
Yeah, I think that's why he didn't. I think that's why he didn't want to give out the SNAP, because I think somehow they funneled some money out of the SNAP funds, and he's using it for personal use.
That's possible. I've heard that too, and I believe it.
Yeah,
because he was fighting way too hard not to have to pay that, so they had to be short.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, I know, guys. Keep it clean.
Everybody's saying the money is gone. We see you in the comments. Reverse back to him.
He's not going to release these checks. He's only doing it to buy your vote. And if you're falling for it, then he's really going to send you out these checks. Okay, so then he said that the tariffs are really helping everybody and lowering the economy and giving us foreign defense. He says all this stuff, right? So if the tariffs are really great, then why does he need to send you out a $2,000 check? Are you falling for the okie doke, Trump supporters?
Listen, that's their name, okie doke.
Yeah,
that's their name, okie doke. They always falling for it.
Yeah, I mean, Yosu. Oh, he's gonna send us up. Why? Why, if it's working and it's helping and it's lowering the cost of this, lowering gas prices, doing everything, providing national defense, doing all the stuff that he says these tariffs are so great for, then why is he wanting to send you out a $2,000 check? Because he knows it's affecting you. He knows it's affecting the economy. He knows you're suffering.
And he
That's
doesn't
why.
really care. He don't really care about it. He
Yeah.
don't.
And then he wants to
Because
show up. He's a hero. It's always by him. I want to look like the hero. I want to take all the credit. I want to just shut down the border. I don't want an immigration bill. I don't want a health care plan. I don't want all that because I want to show up and give you money here and there and keep you on your knees and keep you voting for me and keep me looking like I'm this hero. I saved TikTok. I've done this. I've done that. And you're falling for it.
Shay,
Yeah.
didn't TikTok come back on the 20th?
Yeah. And it's
Who was
American.
still president then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. It's just funny to me, guys. And then this pardoning of all the January 6ers and now all the people that did the fake electors.
And they were trying, and so y'all know, I want y'all to really pay attention to that. These weren't just people who were these were people who were trying to steal your votes. They don't care that you voted the way you voted. They wanted you to vote the way they wanted.
100%.
Keep him in power. They were willing to forge documents to keep him in power. That's why January 6th went off, because they were hoping to sneak those people in under the radar, y'all, to steal your vote.
Well, I'm wondering if they're going to get their law licenses back. Oops.
Listen, I hope not.
They were all disbarred, y'all.
Excuse the way I'm talking. Not nan one of them deserve to have their license back. And
they won't get them back.
Rudy Giuliani especially don't deserve to have their licenses back at all.
Oh, Wakanda, can you put on your white voice for Biggie? He's very upset.
Well, so what I was saying is that I do not want them to have their law licenses back because they stole your vote. And what they did was extremely illegal. And they stole your vote. They don't want you to have a say in the government. And they want your voices to be muted. Is that better?
Is that British royalty?
Is that better, darling? Does that suit your
I gotta go,
narrative?
y'all. I'll talk to you guys later.
Love
all right?
you, Polly, man.
Bye,
Thanks for
Polly.
coming in.
Does that suit you better? Whoever had a problem with the way I was talking.
Yes,
Is that better
darling.
for you, darling?
Yes, I think you need to talk like that more often, darling. I think
Okay, I will.
they
I will
might be able to
attempt
listen
do
better. You know,
All right, I'm
Take
back.
on the British accents.
I'm back. What did I miss? All right, welcome back. It's W Zeus again.
Hey,
I'm back.
hey, everything good, my friend?
Yeah, you guys kept it going. I see, huh?
We did. We didn't lose anybody. Hey,
Okay.
we had
okay.
a few
Where'd
of your.
Polly go? Polly was here.
He had to run.
Okay.
I know. He just had to go right when you showed up. Dang it.
Wow. And then I'm seeing where's Ange? Ange disappeared. Hope she didn't
Ange
get in
has,
trouble.
Ange has responsibilities.
Oh, okay. And Shay was cursing.
Yes, I was. Sadly, my bad. Keep it clean. Go ahead. Do the growl. Go ahead.
Hold on. Oh, somebody got a violation just now. A guest in your live has violated our misinformation policy. Ooh. Oh, it was Wakanda.
What?
Wow.
Wow. They got her for her British accent?
Oh, MAGA y'all feelings. MAGA y'all. Wow.
Well, someone referred to her as Shaniqua, so I told her she needed to put on her white voice.
Wakanda, did Wakanda disappear? No, but she could come back. Can't she come back up here?
I'm sure.
Okay, she can come back. Okay, yeah, MAGA,
No,
listen up.
I got the violation, so I dropped.
Okay,
but MAGA's upset because we were talking about the people being reinstalled. I mean, pardoned for the fake electors.
MAGA's upset. MAGA is upset this morning still.
Yeah, they're upset.
They are.
Oh,
okay.
That really bothers me. Did
Hey, MAGA, guess what? I got 2 other accounts, so you're not doing nothing.
Yeah,
I just
W
want you to
Wakanda.
know.
All right, W. Did we get any Trump voters up here that want to complain? Come on up here.
They're so sensitive, bae. You know, they can't take the way
It's
you talk,
always,
and then when you put on the British accent, they can't take that either. Like,
I mean,
geez.
and I was trying to be nice.
Yeah. I have a zero tolerance for crybaby Trump voters out here because you're not the victims. All right. So I would encourage you, if you don't like the way that we run this show, what do we say?
If you're not happy here, then you can
That
leave.
part.
As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country,
Where are they at?
if you're not happy here, you
someone
can
else.
leave.
Hold on.
If you're not happy.
Another violation.
What? Who is reporting Wakandan?
Well,
Silence.
W lady boss. All right. Oh wow. I mean, Wakanda. Maybe we're gonna have to let you cool off. Whatever you did while I was.
Y'all are showing racism. Damn.
I mean, I gotta go back
The
and
only
watch
black
the highlight
person. I
reel.
don't know.
Yeah. Y'all don't like it when black people tell y'all how we honestly feel, MAGA? I mean, come on now, grow up here. Wow. All right. Well, Z-Pac, did you get your answer out? Did you get your questions answered over here, Z-Pac? All right, because I think we should move it on and try to get some more people up before I get up out of here.
Yes. We can drop, my friend. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome, and thank you for running the show.
Absolutely.
All right, now look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who's back? It is me. Thank you. W's in the chat. She did not do a thing wrong. All right. All right, well, let's go. Listen, I just got some fresh air, took care of some things real quickly, but I'm back in business for a few more minutes. Do we have anybody out there that's still supporting Donald Trump after this This is a total annihilation. This is an obliteration of MAGA this morning. Do we have anybody else out there still worshiping Donald Trump that wants to get in the box and explain why? All right, because I would be more than happy to help you get to the right side of the issue. All right, but you got to be willing. All right, W. Rick. Don't ever leave you alone with them again. Hey, all right. I'm going to put a 1 in the chat, please. Crickets as usual. People say, Zeus, I love it when I come to your show and you ask, are there any more Trump voters? And the chat gets radio silent. They love it when I do that. I say, it's one of the best magic tricks I got. All right, seriously. This is how you zip these people up real quick. Just ask them, why do you believe in what you believe in? And they'll give you no answers whatsoever. All right, so let's move it along. Oh, I see we got some interesting people that might want to come up. Bob, come on up here, Bob. Welcome to the show. Bob, are you still there? Going once, going twice. Oh, you know who I ring? I haven't heard from her all day. Gubby's in the chat for Takesha. Hi, Takesha.
Hey, Zeus, how you doing?
I'm all right. How about you? You had a great weekend?
It was okay, Zeus. It was okay. I'm on a different opinion than the rest of y'all.
Speak on it.
And I'm gonna speak on it.
You got Bible chapter and verse, or just straight from the hip?
I'm a straight come from the spiritual side of it and all that.
Okay.
Imagine going to work for 40 days. You already struggling. You got to pay your rent. Got to pay your child care. Because guess what? You still got to go to work. Your groceries ain't in the refrigerator. You got to try to get gas to get to a job that ain't paying you.
Okay.
You've been without a check 40 entire days. That's 2 paychecks you have not received. And you got people that's going to work every day. They getting paid. And they mad because now the Democrats somehow bent the knee. But here you go getting your check. These people that's been working and getting their check, they haven't missed a beat. They still going to McDonald's for the children. They still going to eat them a dinner, get them a little steak.
Okay.
They bills ain't behind, but yours are. But they complaining because the Democrats bent the knee so you could go back to work, get your check, and catch up on your bills. Now, let me say this. The Lord doesn't move in defeat. He moves by faith. Y'all talking like the Republicans got all the power in the world to stop the ACA subsidies from happening. Y'all acting like it's already December. They done already cut them. God don't move in defeat. He moves in faith. You don't even know if these same people going to be living in December that's going against wanting to give the ACA. Y'all don't know how God gonna move in this situation. But if you keep speaking defeat, that means you ain't got no faith and he ain't gonna move. The Republicans can't do no more than God allows. There's a verse that basically tells us we can plan our life, but God orders our steps.
Amen.
The heart of the king, Zeus,
Talk to him,
is in
Keisha.
the hand of God, and he turn it the way he want to.
That part.
Meaning, you can say you gonna do this, but if God don't want you to, get what he gonna do?
What you gonna do?
Turn it. My thing is this. I'm glad the government is open because people were already struggling with a paycheck. Imagine how they struggling without one. It's not about bending the knee. It's not about the Democrats bent the knee. It's about people having their basic needs met for now. We don't know what God is going to do in December. Our job is to put this situation in God's hands and leave it there. Because no matter what, Zeus, his will be done.
Amen, amen. Go ahead, Takesha. Now, you know I'm going to pick that apart, though, if you don't mind.
Pick it.
I've always said, the way that I feel, I can't speak for the people that are being caught up in the middle of this at all. All right, and so I just, whatever the people decide is best for them, that's their right to do. I won't feel a certain type of way, but I do have a problem with people being, and I called them weak this morning, Takesha, and the reason that I said that is because these same hypocrites will be standing in line for help after they just got done bashing Vice President Kamala Harris. How should I deal with that? You know what I'm saying? Because these Trump voters, they're the reason that this is even really an issue, in my opinion.
We're dealing with a different kind of evil.
Speak
but
on it.
what we do know is evil always has its day of reckoning. Always. The good got to suffer with the bad. The bad got to get some of the good. It all coincides. The just get rained on just as well as the unjust. The unjust
You're
get
right,
blessed
but it's hard
just
to
as
Keisha
well
to
as
hear
the
that.
blessed.
It's hard to hear that right now. I want vengeance.
Zeus, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I will repay.
Now, he did say that, but still.
It's not your job to repay, Zeus. At the end of the day, all the Lord is trying to do.
Come on.
And listen, Zeus. All the Lord is trying to do is say, just trust me. When them folks asked for Donald Trump, they did just like the children of Israel when they begged for Solomon. They begged for a king. God kept telling them, you don't need a king. I'm your God. Give us a king. We want to be with somebody over us. We want to be like the other people. He kept saying, you don't need a king. You got me. Okay, well, I'm going to give you Saul. Saul tore their butts up, Zeus.
That part.
They got to suffer for begging God for a king, saying that Donald Trump only could fix it. So they took the power that only God has, gave it to Donald Trump, and now we suffering, Zeus. We got to go through this.
Wow. You got that holy oil on you, Takesha? Not the baby oil, the real one, because obviously it's a struggle. It's a real struggle for Big Zeus, honestly.
Trust me, I understand. But like I said, if we don't look at it in the spiritual realm, we'll never understand what's going on. All of this that's going on is spiritual. All of this is honestly leading us, Zeus, to just the end of time.
Oh, Lord.
And we don't want to look at it like that, but that's all it's doing, Zeus. But we got to stand on the fact that we know all power. Because when Jesus was on that cross, after he said it is finished, all power was given to him. Ain't none nowhere else.
Goodness.
Unless we give it to them. Unless he allows it. The Republicans can't do no more than Democrats. Democrats can't do no more than Republicans. Trump can't do no more than nobody because God is in control.
All right, I'll give you that. Well, I'm gonna just say this. Could you whisper a little prayer to Keisha, a little extra word, because the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Your
Yeah.
flesh want revenge.
Oh, I want a
Your
lot of
flesh
revenge.
very
You know, Drake had a
upset.
song, looking for revenge. Yeah.
Zeus, your flesh mad at the Democrat. Stop it. Just say, whatever your will is, Lord, let it be done.
Oh. You gonna say
And that's
that
a
while my
hard
mama
thing to
watching?
do.
You gonna say that while my mama watching, Takesha? Come on now. I thought we
Listen,
was
Zeus.
friends.
Zeus, I'm gonna say this, then I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna say
You
this.
just can't let some folks up in the boxes. Some folks try to
I'm
get
gonna
you in
say
trouble.
this, Zeus, and I'm gonna let you go. If I don't experience it monthly, I couldn't speak it. I'm very transparent with my life. The amount of money I get a month doesn't even equal to what I pay out a month. But Zeus, I've never been in the dark. I never went without water.
Oh.
I never went without heat. I eat because God always makes a way, whether it's through people or through just acts of kindness. I've never lacked. We say we trust him, Zeus, but honestly, we don't. When we say that mustard seed is so small, but Zeus, a lot of times we don't even have that mustard seed faith. I don't even have it sometimes. But the more we trust and try, he'll build our faith. So this is a faith walk, Zeus. God is in control. He gonna do what we need him to do.
Okay, it's enough. All right, Takesha, all right. I'm not going to push back on that. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, W Takesha.
All right, Zeus.
All right.
Bye, sweetie.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my sister Takesha right there. Wow. All right, well then, you know what? I'm just gonna leave that alone because I don't need to get any trouble starting the week off, right? I mean, but y'all understand where my heart is, and I'm not quite where Takesha is, but I ain't trying to get into no more trouble this morning. All right, let's move on to our next panelist, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Who do we got? Ange, you said you wanted to. Did you want to say something?
Oh, I wasn't able to say anything before, so.
Oh, really? Well, then.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
No.
enough. I'm so
So
sorry.
I just want to come back. Yeah.
Rude.
Anyway, all I wanted to say was, as far as Angus King, since I'm up here in Maine and I actually voted for that jerk, he also voted with them for the big ugly bill. Yes, which I was a little surprised. But what I was going to say was what he said last night versus what he said this morning on Morning Joe was completely different. Completely different. This morning, he was talking about, well, I am nervous because it's about a 50-50 chance that the Republicans will come back and really be serious and sit at the table with us and negotiate this. It's not what he said last night. He said that he was sure that they would. Wow. And now it's a 50-50. And I am like you, Zeus. I am mixed. I don't like to be the, thank you, Tara, sit on the fence person. But I feel like what we did was we this jerk weaponized hunger against people. Okay. We were in an impossible situation, if you want my opinion. And that happened, and we I don't know how to word this. We kind of had to give up long-term pain at this point for the short term so that people could eat. This is where I think a lot of people were at. There literally were people not eating right now. But we have to remember in the end, we may end up with a ton of people without health insurance, a ton of people that will unalive because of it.
If people end up without health insurance, whose responsibility is that? Is that going to be the Democrats, or is that going to be MAGA's fault? I'm just curious.
This is all them. I think that, let me make that clear.
Okay.
This is all MAGA.
No, it's not the Democrats. See, look at look at them. They're in here spreading it.
Well, no. I wasn't done.
Okay.
What I was going to say is, since they've done this, I want to see their behinds on every network, I want to see them on those Capitol steps. I want to see a bunch of them, not just the AOCs and the Jasmine Crockett's and the ones out there that really get out there and do their dang job and get the message out there. I want to see these people everywhere, social media, and reminding everybody that this is what MAGA did. That's what I want to see, because this is what Donald Trump does. And this is how I can't stand them, but this is how they win, is they go out there and they're gaslighting and they're lying. But guess what?
Yeah.
They're out there.
Yeah. You're
We
right.
see their ugly faces all over the place.
Yeah.
We need the Democrats to do that. People can say they capitulate, whatever. That's everybody's own opinion. I'm not going to try to change that. But we need to now be out there and remind everybody that this is what MAGA did. This was not us.
Thank you.
It needs to be out there.
That part.
That's my thing. But Angus King's also a liar. He said completely what opposite of what he said last night, that he trusted in the Republicans. This morning he said no. He said maybe 50-50.
Yeah.
And that's a standard.
He's getting his behind handed to him.
Yes, he is. He's really going to in Maine, probably. But again, if they're going to, whatever, some people want to capitulate. I don't know what the heck I want to call it. What I want to say is at this point now, I better see each and every one of you out there reminding the United States that this was MAGA and Trump.
Okay, I agree. If you believe that the Democrats, I wouldn't even call them that, those who committed a very gross act and got weak, I'll say it, and because you needed to get through, like Takesha said, I totally understand that, but could you do us all a favor? Could you please make sure other folks get their issue when it comes to health insurance by pressuring your elected officials to do the right thing, right? Because you got a responsibility. That money comes with strings.
That's exactly what I'm saying. 100% what I'm saying is because I get it. I'm not heartless. People are not. They're not eating. I mean, I've had to help people, and I would continue to, but I get it. We can't help everybody.
Fine.
But now this is the fight.
Yep.
This is the fight, because
Take your
people
paychecks.
will unalive.
Thank
they
you,
will
Ange.
unalive.
Yeah.
Without these subsidies through the ACA.
Yeah. So you got a responsibility.
That's where I'm at
Thank
with this.
you, Ange. Ange.
Just remind everybody right up till midterms, you better be out there and you better be saying all the time, this was MAGA and the Trump supporters, whatever, Republicans.
Bingo.
Just let that out there. We got to be big mouths the way they are.
Bingo.
Thank you.
All right, Ange. I'm glad you were able to get your voice out there and be heard. And let these people, especially our mutuals, try to intimidate us by over talking us. All right, I get it, and I wasn't here, so I take a full accountability. Now back to what I wanted to get at. So yeah, Ange brought up a very, very good point. If anyone out here agrees with what Takesha said, all right, I'll go back to what Takesha said. Do you agree with what Takesha said? I just want to say this, and Takesha, maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, you can let me know. But if you were struggling 40 days, 40 nights, isn't that how long Jesus was tempted by the devil? Now that I think about it, there's something biblical about this. Wasn't he tempted 40 days and 40 nights? I'm never a Democrat again. My love, come on up here. I'm never a Democrat again. My love, come on up here now. Come on up here. And I know this ain't a sister. My love, you ain't a sister out here, are you? You ain't no sister out here saying I'm never a Democrat again. I know that. Come on now. I'm never Democrat again. Hit that invite and accept. All right, I'm gonna talk to this. I can't have none of my skin folks out here doing this. My love, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, you said you no longer a Democrat?
No, I'm not a Republican either. I'm just never voting again.
Oh, is that wind chimes in the background or something? I don't know. It's hard to hear you.
I'm sorry.
It's hard to hear you with those wind chimes, but I want to check in with you if you don't mind, and we can get those wind chimes to calm down a little bit. If you can't, then, if you can't talk without the wind chimes, then we can talk another day, I guess. But okay, I think we're a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'm never voting again. I'm not voting Republican, Democrat, or anything. Just never voting again.
Who did you vote for in the last election? Hello? My love.
Of course.
I can't hear you, though. I think the signal's going now or something.
I vote for Miss Harris.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, a lot. Okay, so I think I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I've been a Democrat all my life. I'm just never voting again after this.
What part of the
This is
country are
the
you in?
biggest. This is the. I live in Illinois.
And is your reason to not vote? Is it the result of them bending the knee, like I said yesterday? Is that what made you just?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow. Is there anything I can do to re-inspire you to continue to vote, or is this just a done deal?
No, it's a done deal. I'm over it. This has been. This happens all the time. It's like, why fight for somebody that we're only fighting to keep them in power? A job. Democrats are only staying in power. They're helping their families. Their families are gonna be fine.
Mm, mm. Well,
I'm over it.
I'm asking you to reconsider it, all right? Because I understand that's what the devil wants you to do, and I say it that way because we tend to be spiritual people, and that's exactly what I believe the devil wants you to do. But if you could find it in yourself, in your heart, to look at this from a bigger level, it's not like all of us did that, right? And so why would you let all of us down? That's how I look at
My
it.
thing. I understand where you come from, but my thing is, when they had inspired all of us to get together to fight together. My friends and I, we had gotten together. We bought turkeys and different stuff, for families, food for parents. We had a pantry going
Mm-hmm.
because we believed in the fight. And all at once, I
Yeah.
don't believe they believed in the fight.
Well, some
It
people
just felt
won't.
like,
The good book says, not everyone that calls me Lord, Lord, does what I say. So we know there's always going to be treason in the midst, but we still have to pick up our cross and continue on with the fight, right? I mean, we can't be quitters. We can't be quitters now. I mean, I'm just as angry as you. And then Takesha got up here and she put some words on my mind, and I'm going to think about them. But don't you think we shouldn't be so quick to just rush and jump off a cliff, so to speak, and we should, reevaluate
I
and
wish you
reassess.
guys well. I wish you guys well. I am 64 years old. I've been fighting it for a long time. I've lived in the South. I'm over it. Nothing has changed. I mean, things have changed, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the more they change, the more they pull us back, and Democrats are not the same old Democrats. I have to hold my nose and vote. I mean, I heard that so many times. I had to hold my nose and vote.
Wow. But wouldn't you say that's what they want? They want black folks not to vote. If you go back in time, that's really what they wanted you to do, right?
I
They didn't
just
want
don't
you to
have
be able.
it.
They didn't want us to be able to vote, right? Because they understood what can happen once folks start using the one power that they got, right? You can get out here and you can actually have an impact towards change. Now, we don't always get what we want, but that's the name of the game, right? Not every game you win, but if you don't play, you definitely don't win. So that's why I'm trying to re-inspire you to dig deeper, and for a purpose, all right? And don't give up on all of us, all right? I'm just as angry as you, but we can't let Donald Trump win, right?
But to be honest, I mean, I hate to say this. We let him. Look, what did we get out of this deal? I don't feel anything. I don't feel like we accomplished anything.
Well,
What was accomplished?
some of your folks out here, and they needed to be able to provide and get that money to make ends meet because they've been,
I
without
agree.
for 40 days, 40 nights. Not everybody can resist the devil like Jesus did. So that's one thing. We have Donald Trump weaponizing hunger and travel, because he's a man. He loves to punish people. That he gets off on that stuff. He's nasty like that. And so some folks obviously they caved, in my opinion, right? And I've said I gave a strong rebuke of it this morning. I gave a very strong rebuke of these weak people, and I said they need to socially distance themselves from me because I don't want to be around people who have the spirit of losing on them. You know what I mean? I don't want to
I
be
hear
around
you.
that. And I believe you're doing great things in your area, in your community. And I don't think you should stop doing that because, these folks over here did something that you and I both know right now is very concerning, because then I believe the damage will actually be way worse. And then it makes it like, well, the people you're helping, they're going to feel like you've been letting them down in a way, right?
I got to do a lot of thinking, but right now, I'm not there yet. I'm just
Okay.
not there.
Well, I just put it on you, all right? I'm going to encourage you to continue to engage and still do the right thing no matter who around you does the wrong thing, all right? Because that's what it's going to take to survive this current administration, all right? And I got to do the same thing. Make no mistake. I was very troubled. I almost didn't want to go live this morning. All right, but I understand we just can't surrender to Donald Trump and the triple K. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Do you want to live under do you want to live under triple K rule? Because you know that's where they're trying to take it.
Well, you know what? I don't see anybody. Where's the fight at though? I just felt like we had such possibilities.
Well, a lot of, I looked at Gavin Newsom, J.B. Pritzker, and a lot of other strong, powerful Democrats. They're on the same type of time you and I are on. They're going, what on earth? We were rocking and rolling. We were cooking and booking. I played the Michael Jackson song, Going to Kansas City. You remember that TV show? Remember that?
Of course.
And then they stopped it and they said, sing it with attitude. And then he had to turn around and sing it harder. I think that's where we're at right now. We got to continue to try to go to Kansas City right now. All right, my love, too?
Fine.
All right.
You have a great day.
All right, you too. And I'm going to keep on encouraging you not to give up because that's what Donald Trump wants us to do. All right. Yes, your vote is needed. All right. So please continue. All right. If you want to continue to hang out with us, please, we'll continue to re-inspire you and help you get on the path. All right.
All right. You have a great day.
All right. Stay safe and stay blessed out there. Don't give up, please, ladies and gentlemen. That's my love too. And make no mistake, I totally understand where she's coming from because that's how I felt when Takesha was up here saying what she was saying. I'm sitting there going, please, Takesha, you know good and doggone well I want vengeance. All right, that's what I wake up to do is get vengeance. I'm looking for revenge. Like that song Drake made. All right, you know what I'm talking about. But I just have to sometimes say this bad. Zeus, the Dems have one more card to play. Really, Hugo Boss, what is that? What is that? All right. Let's move it along. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see. All right. Diava Talks. Welcome. How are you?
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows. I think we're all feeling the same collective frustration.
Yeah.
And disappointment and all of the things. But there's still two more votes. It's not over. They just voted last night to close cloture, which means they're not discussing it anymore. They haven't done the final vote yet. And that's tomorrow, I believe. So we've got 24 hours to blow their phones and their emails up because Tim Kaine and Maggie Hassan have both said that if they get enough public pressure, they might change their vote. So we need to press on the gas even harder instead of giving up. And we need to flood their phone lines, flood their emails constantly today, unrelenting to let them know that we don't want them to cave because they haven't fully caved yet. We've still got the last bit of hope that we can get one of them to flip.
Go ahead, Diava. That made me feel good. Anybody, you got their number that we need to call if you don't mind? I don't know if you have it on you. All right, I called Chuck Schumer yesterday, and I
did
know,
too.
But I don't know if it helped. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't either. But I know Tim Kaine and Maggie Hassan, those two specifically, said they could be swayed to switch their vote.
Okay.
Unfortunately, all but one of them are over 65 and are not up for reelection. They had nothing to lose by this vote.
Wow.
They're already not running for reelection. So we have to pressure them as Democrats and pressure them unrelenting all day long.
Amen.
Tim Kaine and Maggie Hassan specifically came out and said they could have their mind changed if they get enough pushback. So our job today is to push back.
Push back. All right.
It's not over yet.
Thank you. Somebody put a number in the comment section. I'm assuming that's the correct number, but yes. But Diava, let's be honest. There's a real serious moment going on though, and I want to make sure we address it if you don't mind.
Yes.
What about the people who have not been paid the 40 days or so? They need the money. And so they're
That's
considering
right.
this as a victory. Open it up, and then we'll talk about that healthcare stuff later. They don't understand why we're struggling or why we're upset. What do you say to them?
Well, because it's very clearly laid out in Project 2025 that they want to get rid of the subsidies for ACA and basically gut it from the inside out without actually coming right out and repealing it, because it's a very unpopular thing. So them saying that they will be open to talking or open to having a vote is a bold-faced lie. They have no intention of doing so. And we already know that. It's in Project 2025. It's literally listed. Getting rid of the subsidies is one of their 4 main points of gutting the ACA,
Yeah.
because they've been wanting it. And so what I say to those people is, I get it, but hold the line. And Zeus, I'm actually one of those people. I got hired right before the shutdown to work for a company that has a government contract.
Yeah.
And my background check has not been able to go through for almost a month, over a month, because I need a background check through a government agency to work for this private company. It's affecting me too. I've not been able to start working, but I don't care. We have to toe the line because these people are liars. Republicans are liars. They will not give us this vote. They're not putting anything in writing. It's just a gentleman's handshake. And we know that that's bullcrap. And just because the Senate does a gentleman's handshake, Mike Johnson doesn't have to honor it in the House. He doesn't ever have to bring it up for a vote. So you know what? Call their bluff, hold the line. It's affecting me personally, but I don't even care about that. I'm like, hold the line until. I don't care, because it's more about the people that are going to lose their health care, and you don't bow down to a tyrant.
Thank you.
Do not acquiesce to an authoritarian.
No,
Because when you bend your knee, you give them more power.
that part. Yeah.
And we can't do it. He's already acting like a dictator. He does not need any more power by being, look, he made a post on his stupid Truth Social. It's like, the Democrats are cracking like dogs. He's already making fun of us.
He did?
Okay? Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, that's treason.
So you know what? Hold the line. I don't care what it costs. I've seen a lot of other posts for people that have been furloughed, and they're all saying the same thing. And the problem here is that American Airlines has given a lot of money to these 8 particular senators. I think the pressure's coming from their corporate donors. Their pressure's coming from the airlines. Because they've had to ground so many flights and all of that. Well, sorry. Boo-hoo. This is about our democracy. This is about not allowing them to go forward with Project 2025. And this is about not bending to a dictator.
Amen.
Period.
Oh my gosh. I'm looking at this, and he's, what does it say? All air traffic controllers must get back to work now. Anyone who doesn't will be substantially docked. For those air traffic controllers who were great patriots and didn't take off any time for the Democrat shutdown hoax, I will be recommending a bonus of $10,000 per person. What do you think of that?
I bet it's that same promise of the $2,000 checks to every American from the tariff money, which we're still waiting for our Doge checks. I'm just saying. But
so you're not buying it either. Recommending sounds like I'm mailing it in, and I'm not really committed to giving it to you. But if you keep working like a fool, then I'm gonna go ahead and make you look like one. That's crazy that he's doing this, and people.
Yeah,
are
the
buying
check's
it.
in the mail. In other words, the check is in the mail.
If you fall for that, and I'm pretty sure that contributes to increasing inflation in a way. All right, someone go and double check. Well, listen to Yava, I appreciate.
But that's what. Can I say one more thing?
Oh yeah.
That's what an authoritarian and what a dictator does is they keep dangling. They dangle money in front of people that are desperate to get them to do their bidding and to let them be the little dictator that they are. And what we have to do is suck it up.
Yeah.
And not fall for the okie doke. Just like the ICE agents supposedly getting these $50,000 bonuses. Have you heard of any of these ICE agents coming out and saying they've actually gotten it?
I have never heard one. Any ICE agents out there that's got proof they got the $50,000? Because that would
I've
be.
never,
I've
I've never
never.
seen a TikTok. I've never seen a single one of them ever come out and be like, "Yeah, man, this is worth it. I get 50K bonus." Never heard of any of that. So we just can't. We cannot bow down to a dictator. And so our job today, for the rest of the day, for those that can, is to bombard these 8 senators, especially Kane and Hassan, with as many emails and phone calls as you can make today. So I just wanted to come up here because I know that we all feel the collective, we have the momentum.
Yeah.
Last Tuesday showed we had the momentum.
Yeah.
The rest of the country is blaming the Republicans, not the Democrats.
Yeah.
We have all the power right now. We have all the momentum behind us. So now is not the time to cave.
Don't cave. Seriously, and not for a couple of $100, thousands of dollars. Not when you got millions and trillions on the line, ladies and gentlemen. Your health is not something you should compromise. All right. Thank you. Diava Talks.
You're welcome. Thank you, Zeus.
You're welcome. No lies detected. Yeah, no, and if you think the Democrats are the ones to blame, get in the box, and I promise you, you won't be able to get that far down the road with that lie. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. All right, who do we got next, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, I got to bring up Dr. Keisha Davis. Welcome, Doc. How are you doing? Hi, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah. So you said you were upset with me yesterday or a couple of days ago. I saw that in the comment section.
I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah. So let me make sure I get that understood. Is everything okay? Have I transgressed in any way? I mean,
No, not at all.
Okay, sir. Thank you. You were just joking, all right? Because I was very concerned, honestly.
No.
Thank you. I've been sticking to my diet as much as I can too, so no.
Oh no, it wasn't the diet. I think it was your talk. You were getting sassy over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I get that. All right, fair enough. Well, how have you been doing?
I've been doing well. That other individual that was talking broke my heart.
My love too.
Yeah. I think she's going to dig deep. We as Black women do. She's going to dig deep and realize she can't. For every single person that you're disappointed at, you're actually letting down the people that are silently doing the work. Listen, you come on here and you hear a lot of loud people talking a lot of noise or disinformation, but it's people that are silently working in the background that are doing it. There's many Democrats that are working. There are doctors. You cannot forget the Governor's Public Health Alliance that has formed. Their website is still ...
True.
But that's 14 states, and it's also Guam that are working together to combat all of this. I always say they cannot take our knowledge, they cannot take our strength, they cannot take the science from us. They can act like they're in control of it, but they never were. They got rid of all the scientists that actually know and have the data.
Yeah.
You know how I know this? Do you know what happened last week?
What happened?
They're putting forth what they call contracts for states. We were talking about this in our live. That is basically saying we will give you aid if you give us data and sequences on emerging infectious diseases.
What?
And you know what used to do that? WHO. Being part of the World Health Organization gave us all of that.
Wow. This is what they're doing. They're making us basically go back and reinvent the wheel in a way.
Reinvent the wheel, that just being part of the WHO. They also think that they can dangle this over someone and say, if you give us this, we'll give you that, right?
Yes.
Which isn't going to work because it may not be the same country that has the information that also needs your aid.
Yeah.
They're already getting aid, by the way, from other places. They're already getting the help that they need. They don't need us. And they also don't need to give us the data. We need the data. What's scary is last week also, there was a Maryland military base that had a white powder substance.
I heard about this. And people got sick, right? And
people got sick of it. But because of everything that they got rid of. So people be patient while we're worried about what's happening locally.
Yeah.
Internationally and globally, they see us as weak because the one thing that can take a lot of people out is science and infectious disease. And you getting rid of the scientists and stuff for some political gain, you to act like you can take care of somebody when they pass in front of your eyes and you run the other way. They see the weakness. They see the weakness.
Sort of like when the guy fainted in the White House, right? And Donald Trump had no response to that. He just sat there, stared at him.
But you see how he sat there. He sat there as if he really knew what he was doing. The fool that he is. So
Wow.
you guys trust his information about paracetamol. You trust his information on autism, on women's reproductive rights, and all of these things are happening behind the scenes. Now they want to get data on infectious disease. Now they've got outbreaks happening, and they don't know what to do with it. There's many farms that now even ducks are being affected by bird flu.
Ducks.
But y'all don't know that because they got rid of the scoreboard.
Wow.
Got rid of the control center. So we're just sitting here like sitting ducks, literally.
That's sad. That's sad. And you know why it's sad? Because every time you talk about that, it makes me think about those innocent monkeys. The ones that were infected. I'm never going to let that story go because it's symbolic to MAGA. A bunch of infected people in this country, all right? And now I go to the grocery store and I'm sitting there saying, how many of these people are sick? They're sick. And you can tell by their decisions that they make. For instance, there's a guy who comes to the show, DJ, sick. Right? You don't want these people cooking your food. You don't want these people around you because they don't believe in vaccines and science. And so, this is what we got to continue to do, Doctor.
We do. And I'm with Takesha. I'm with Takesha.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm with Takesha.
No, you're not, Doc. Please.
What is more infectious is having circuitous conversations and name blaming. Because if we were to say, what would Jesus do? Or what would Martin Luther King? Or what would Dr. Hale Williams do? Or what would Dr. Charles Drew do? You know what they did? They continued to keep working. Because I'm telling you all, quit looking at the hoopla, quit looking at the loud voices, quit looking at what has already happened. There are people working in behind the scenes. And maybe it's going to require some restructuring. What happened yesterday, I'm pissed about.
Okay.
But what has been happening behind the scenes, like what Representative Haley Stevens, by the way, she's going to be on the podcast. I'm about curating conversations, not about being the newsbreaker. And something should be said for that because a lot of news, some of it's old news, some of it's rehashed, some of it's correctly put forth, even in the news stations. If y'all know, the fact checkers are gone from a lot of these sources. Even the ones that are saying breaking news, a lot of that stuff is not being told correctly. There's some articles from research journals that we literally publish and they haven't been peer reviewed. It's the whole thing that's happening right now with melatonin. That's not incorrectly being said. And people run with it that don't know how to interpret the data. So leave it to the experts for it. Leave it to the institutions that are doing the right thing. The Governor's Public Health Alliance, CIDRAP, which actually, you know what they're doing? They're now taking all the studies. It's just like, oh my God, we got to go do this again. We got to bring it elementary style. They're taking all of the studies on Tylenol, on immunizations, why we have hepatitis for babies. And they're putting it all together to explain it again. They're going through all the acetaminophen studies again and going to rehash it. So if you don't trust these professionals, which is the CIDRAP, which is the creme de la creme, I don't know what to tell you. They're gonna redo all of this for you. So take it at face value.
They're gonna. I don't believe a majority of the poorly educated Trump voters, Doc. They don't value health, and that might be why they're willing to surrender, to the cult. But we're going to continue, like you said, to do the work in silence and behind the scenes, right, for the greater cause of the greater good of the American people. But how do you? I just got to ask you, how do you do the work like that when these people don't appreciate it? It bothers me.
Well, you can't worry about appreciation. I told you about my father who was called the N-word by a patient while he was doing a procedure on them to save their lives. I hate it.
Yeah.
But you do it and then you move on, right? And you learn from it because a lot of this stuff is disproportionately affecting us. And I will say we've got to find solutions but share solutions. And I put an article out now a month ago and probably had 30 people read it that was for patients' assistance. I've heard many people say people are going to lose their health care, people can't pay. People can't pay right now. There's an individual in here that could not get their insulin, and we made sure that she found a place that was going to pay for her insulin for a year. So while you're doing that, are you connecting people with ways and accesses to deal with it? Okay, we know we're going to lose it. And what? We've got the Governor's Public Health Alliance is also going to do that. You've got patient assistance programs that have happened at hospitals. I put all those links in there. You've got the Patient Access Network Foundation that actually $2.1 billion in support for medication-related pocket costs they have helped with. If you get cancer, you've got the Lymphoma Leukemia Alliance that literally has a patient assistance program. You've got all of that. So while we're sitting here saying, woe is me, or we're dismantling access to ABs, we really already knew that was happening. That's going to happen from funding access, making it harder. So therefore, we find other ways to fund the people, and people are doing that. You got the background ways that are literally giving access to the pills. We're worried about what they're going to do from state to state.
Yeah.
So maybe you need to start looking at the state you're living in. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, that means you got homework to do. Well, you've been very honest and very generous and very kind, Doc. But a Big Zeus has to get up out of here, all right? And as always, it is a pleasure and an honor to have you, all right?
Definitely. All right, y'all take care.
Right.
Be empowered. Don't be the town crier. Be the person like Takesha behind the scenes doing that.
All right. Oh, gosh. Dr. Keisha Davis, thank you so much as always. All right. Keep up the wonderful work on this internet and make sure you're following Dr. Keisha Davis, ladies and gentlemen. All right. She goes live.
The Medical Collective, that podcast, 26 episodes. Y'all keep saying, why don't we have doctors that look like me? You got Dr. Dan, the ER doctor. You got Dr. Tusa Karosh, immigrant. Dr. Dan, immigrant. Dr. Sharon, Dr. Leslie, all of them.
Thank you. Tell them. All right, Doc. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, there you go. All right, well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes this special broadcast. Didn't I told you I was going to do the full show today, except for me stepping out for a second. But I want to thank each and every single one of you, especially the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Because without you, this show wouldn't be what it is. Engaging, entertaining, and definitely educational. But on the other hand, notice there were no Trump voters that wanted to get up here and actually put a little meat on the bone and explain to Americans all over the country why they're allowing Donald Trump to rob them all the way. He's taking everything they got all the way down to the last penny. All right, this is what they're allowing, and I call them Zeus haters. All right, and so what I'll do is, since y'all don't want to get in the box and explain yourselves, it's with great pleasure that I'll do this. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving them one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence! You MAGA Daily.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. I'll see you tomorrow. Same Zeus time, same Zeus channel.
Yeah. Gotta wake the chain up. Get injected with some power. Pull some strings. And level up like a king.
Today, thank you.
Came from the trenches, now we ballin' at the top. Rizzler energy, presidential, watch the ops. Drip too saucy, got the fit, making real different. 1600 on the throne, in here looking brilliant. No skitty, I'm the go full sharper than a blade. Foreign tax, make these clowns pay for all the shade.
Have a great rest of your weekend. Rest of your day.
Yeeted the doubt, my Lexi hitting Disney spoke. From the Bay to DC, I keep them on their toes. Level up the blueprint, watch the empire grow. Ghosted all the fakes, now my soul.
Wow, we did a whole show.
Moving home again.
This race is already won. Angel, she did purple.
Vision crystal clear. Thick rendition, yeah, making history right here.
VIP.
Ops talking wild, but they cannot touch the throne. Posted in the Oval Office, trapping in the zone. Past the hate, got my foot on the gas.
I'm bulletproof, yeah, my aura is built to last.
Slack with the plan, moving chess, not checkers. Presidential flex, got my game on our necklace. Level up, we take
You know it, Carmen.
on spot. Drip too clean, get it poppin'. We ain't gon' never stop. No cap, we lit, yeah. Flow on 1,000, 100, 1,605. Presidential, we found it. Posted in the capital, moving like I own the block. Riz game, presidential, got the nation in the lock. Like the MH, yeah, 100, no facade. Drip celestial, shining brighter than a star. Turn your dreams into chandeliers. Good morning, yes. Have a great rest of your morning. I'm the one flexing, I'm the new successor. Thank you. In the White House, DC is the town. Woo! Got the pose in the climb, no cap. I'm the vibe, turn the calm in the storm. Got the world dropping bombs like I'm reading out a song. Ops trying to glitch, but my orders unbreakable. Skibby lead through the storm, legacy unshakable. WN. Let's go. Hey, she's fixed. Have a great rest of your morning. And don't give up. Thank you, Oh, one last thing. Hold on, one last thing. I gotta say this. What is her name? Afton Bain. Make sure for those of you in Tennessee, I think it's District 7, Afton Bain. Look into this woman, all right? She needs our help. She needs our support. There's a special race that involves the House, and Donald Trump is trying to install a MAGA demon, all right? And this is all tied to the Epstein files, right? All right, December 2nd, all right, yes, Afton Bain. Look her up because we can't allow Donald Trump and MAGA Mike Johnson to keep running this ring of P3DOs that they're doing, all right? So we'll talk more about that in the weeks to come, all right? That's a huge W, Zeus. And thank you, Cindy, for muting Disgusting Assler. I'll see you all.